Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're just one stone in it. You're okay.
All right. We are live on Facebook for all one or two people that come in for 3 seconds and look around and go, oh, bunch of dudes. And then later on YouTube. So this is episode 48 of the World of Skell. And the story name is Ghosts. And what we have here is a failure to communicate. There we go. Okay. So, hopefully those of you watching find the different camera setup a little bit more conducive. No, we don't want to do that.
More conducive.
More conducive. And alright, so let's go down here. Okay, so a quick recap of the game. We've got Prince B, the Elven Lord from the Northern Kingdom, played by Brad. He's on the bottom left right now, for those of you watching. We have Shadrach, the Druid of the Islorian Circle, Initiate Shadrach, technically, played by Jason. He's on the bottom right. On the top right, we have Boris, played by Daryl LaRue. And on the top left, we have Clark, who will be resuming his role as Pykel, last seen testing the depths of White Plume Mountain. I couldn't tell you the exact date of the end of that story, but it feels like it's been 3 years. So, the group, also Daryl plays Vanessa, a sister of the Blend, and Jason plays Guy, a knight of the realm of the Republic of Saskophonia. So, Brad Kimmons left the call. Well, that's okay. He'll rejoin in a second. So, the heroes have, last game they investigated this and found out that this boulder near a pathway that some of them took to go to the fort was actually a long lost relic, if you will, magic imbued. The Prince B was able to identify, and in second edition it takes a long time to perform the spell. So some of the other characters stood guard or watched as information was revealed about the Constellos egg. They had previously researched it in the monastery and found out a few items, but with the identify spell, they found out all kinds of interesting info about. And the game ended with them talking about perhaps what they might. It was decided to leave the egg where it was because apparently it was safe there, and those that sought to find it or what have you had no idea where it was. And the people that are looking for it are an army from a southern continent and some giants that run and use slaves captured by that army. So it seems like it could be a very important thing. Shadrach has his hand up.
I wanted to remind you that I put up a double layer of entangling vegetation and covered it with a cairn of stone.
You definitely did that. And then we left off with the characters just informing Abbot Patrick of their decision not to bring the Constellos egg to the monastery for safekeeping. So, with that in mind, let's turn our attention to the new player for now. So Pykel has spent his time after going to White Plume Mountain. He has successfully, or nearly successfully, completed his objectives. That of landing mineral rights and gathering trusted and knowledgeable family to help with the mine and getting it up and running before deciding or thinking that it might be a good time to turn the mine over to one of his uncles to run it, and he has since left the area of the mine and left the kingdom in search of what else the world has to offer. And so, of course, at some point, a lonely, maybe not lonely, solitary dwarf and a mule and a cart and another mule seek simple refuge for the evening in his travels. And as the monastery is set up to do, it of course admits him after of course warning him not to take any weapons into any of the buildings here. This is a house of healing. It's a monastery. It's for wayward travelers and for healing the sick and maintaining a good benevolent presence in the region. And as long as you're willing to not cause trouble, and you will be given a meal and a place to stay before you head out back on your way. So that is the basics, Pykel. Now, if there's anything that you need answered from the Dungeon Master before we begin, now would be the time to ask.
No, eventually I need to figure out what my actual my spell list is. I don't make like 2E stuff anymore. I lost on my other phone, but we'll go from there.
Well, I can send you, and there is, I think, if you do a search for second edition spells, I seem to remember there being a good resource online for that.
I've got a good list right now, but I don't know which ones I actually possess and ones I don't. What the list is on the bottom of my sheet I don't think is right.
I got the 3 priest handbooks and the priest's main book, so I could probably send them to you somehow. Because I don't think that site is up anymore. You can download.
No, unfortunately it's not, but... Oh! Somebody called Agnes Scavoni is here asking questions in the comment section. And it looks like she says, first of all, what are you representing? Okay, so I need to start at the top here. How do you heal? Well, Clark, do you remember how you heal in second edition?
As far as
There are Agnes, there are multiple ways to heal. One is every night that you can get a good night's rest, you just gain 1 hit point back. There are healing spells that can be cast by priests or granted abilities of some other type of character or class. Second edition is not as high magic as, say, 5th edition. So healing is more difficult. It's more easy. I don't know if it's more easy to die, but it's not as easy when you're knocked unconscious to just regain everything, and like you have 1 hit point and you pop back up. Like in 5th edition, you could cast Healing Word on somebody that's at 0 hit points and they immediately just have no issues in getting up and fighting. And that was probably because people hated earlier editions where if you drop below 0 hit points, there was a chance that you were just incapacitated and you couldn't do anything until you healed up to a positive number of hit points. So they got rid of that in 5th. Let's see. Where are you located? Well, these guys are all over the country. Most people are in Missouri. There's one guy there that's in Florida. And witchcraft, sure, that'd be a way. Okay. So thank you for participating, Agnes. I guess I should try to put that on my phone so I can see this a little bit easier.
1 second, guy.
All right, you're good. Let's see if I can pull this up. I'm sure I can.
Hey.
Nope, we don't need any sound. Sorry, no sound. No. Okay. I'm looking for, no. Okay, here we go. Swipe. Okay. Please tell me you don't cast a spell of darkness. I'm sure if someone had it and they needed to cast it, they could. If they wanted to make it to where someone couldn't see and they couldn't blind them, then they could cast darkness in an area and whoever was there would be in the dark. I don't know off the top of my head if magical darkness cancels infravision or not. I'd have to look that up. All right. Okay, so while we're waiting for Daryl and Brad, so at some point, we're just going to make this easy because this isn't when I was in my 20s and I needed to do elaborate BS. Shadrach, you're out in the grove and you see a dwarf coming into the monastery, into the grounds. Now, Clark, the monastery is laid out where there's an outer wall and then there's the buildings that are inside. And as you come into this monastery, you can see that there are soldier-looking types, probably guards, wearing tabards and a certain heraldic symbol on their tabards that you probably would not recognize.
Yeah, I don't think I have heraldry.
It looks like a double helix. Do you know what that is? From like a DNA strand? It looks like that. So you can see that the guards, there's like the front gate where there's guards that can be up above, but around the rest of the walls, it's not thick enough to for people to walk on. They're kind of
More like a fort than a
yeah.
castle, right?
Yes. And so what would you like to do upon being told that this is one of the monks or one of the somebody who works there? There's somebody in a homespun robe, brown. They've got the top of their head shaved, which, if you're familiar with that, that's tonsured. And he says, so if you're willing to abide by our customs, I'd be glad to show you to your quarters. And Agnes, relax. Yes, it's just a game. It's called role-playing. And we're just a bunch of old nerds, so we're not the people you need to be worried about. No, it's not a cult. You're thinking of Trump supporters. Anyway, that's the only political statement. That's the only political statement I will make tonight.
Michael would put his weapons with his cart and park his ass somewhere.
Okay, he shows you to the stables, which are on the left, so you can put your donkeys and your cart in there, and you unhook the cart from the donkeys and do all the stuff you need to do to keep them somewhat. You're allowed to love them, Agnes. That's fine. It's a big country, so you can love Donald if you want. So after you get your animals situated, what was that for, Jason? Nothing?
Animals situated, cults.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'm just riding the wave right now.
Okay. He shows you into this little back. It's a building there's like buildings in front. You can see a temple. You would recognize that it's the biggest building here, and that's obviously the temple. You're taken around the left though, past a couple long buildings to where the not sick people are housed, and you're shown into this 10 by 12 little
I thought you said the Nazi people.
cubicle, and
Wow.
you're told, here's your, we don't lock our doors here. So you can feel free to keep anything with you, but there are wards in place in all of these buildings. If you bring a weapon into these buildings, you will suffer the wrath of our faith. Some people eventually earn their place and are able to, but that's very rare, and it's bestowed only upon the truly trusted individuals.
So what is your faith?
Oh, the blend? The blend is a belief that everything and every other religion is all just one religion. That we're all living creatures on this world, and though we claim to worship different things, there are pieces in all of us that are represented by every different so-called God or higher power. Even I try to have the purest thoughts possible, but if, let's say, I stub my toe and I have an evil thought at that table, we believe that comes from some God somewhere. And then in the moment that we lose control, we allow that deity to get a glimpse of our soul. And so with the blend, all those faiths are blended. And they're all together. And instead of worshiping one particular deity, we worship them all. And we welcome them all. So long as they follow our rules. Even if someone was to proclaim that they followed the most evil god, as long as they followed our rules, it is in our tenets to give them food and shelter.
Well, sounds all right for me. I won't be in any trouble. If you need any help with the sick, I can do that.
Well, we monks are trained in the arts of healing. There are also a few touched individuals that... Hey, look at that. Cling! There are also a few touched individuals that have been graced with the power by accepting the mana of the blend and being able to perform miracles. I noticed by your raiments that those are not the typical raiments of a merchant or a noble house. If I was to guess, I would say that by what you wear, you come from Golgothas?
I remember where I came from. I'd almost have to take your word on that one.
No, if I remember, well, I don't, I'd have to try to find your background somewhere, but, you're from, you are from Ravensbluff.
All right. No, I'm from Ravensbluff. Small player in the mountains.
That must be a far off land. I won't, I have to catch up with my duties now, but feel free to enjoy our crafting folk. If you were to exit this building and go east, before you meet the wall and the pasture and the eastern pasture, there you'll see several tall warehouse type structures with openings. That's where we have people that make things. If you wanted to pray and you needed a place that could be considered connected, you're free to go to the temple. All faiths are welcome there. And if you wanted to just be by yourself, we have a courtyard which is in the next building south, and it's in between the temple and the infirmary. So, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I'll be all right. I can figure my way around.
All right.
It doesn't look too big.
Very good.
And I suppose he would run out. He would just go wherever the crafting area is.
All right.
And well, there you go.
You start to walk around, and whether you need directions or whether you just kind of happen to walk that way, eventually you find it. And indeed, you see that in the eastern part of the temple grounds, there's several buildings that look like it could almost be row houses, and you recognize it instantly because it's a common thing that where people live in the upstairs and run their business out of the downstairs. And as you look, you can see that there is a leather worker and a iron, a blacksmith, and several common businesses or craftsmen going about their business. As you are kind of heading that way, you see since Daryl is the only one currently on screen, I would like Daryl to describe what Pikel sees, and whoever you're describing, then I'll have Pikel. Well, why don't you start, Pikel? What does Daryl's character see when they glance across and see you walking towards the crafting area?
I guess they'd see a short, stout dwarf in chainmail with anvil and hammer arrangement, with beards and almost a handlebar mustache style because it's all constantly burnt up the middle from working on the forge. Braided in with the braided mustache thing going on, and
Cool.
not the best looking dwarf in the world.
Are you wearing armor, carrying weapons?
No, his weapons have been left behind.
Okay, and then what would Daryl, describe this female character that seems to stand out a little bit, and that's why Pikel would notice her.
As you walk in, the group of people you see, there's one that's taller than the rest, and it's a female, olive-skinned, half-ogre, about 7.5 feet tall. That's why she kind of stands out. Broad-shouldered, big bosom, big hands and feet, wearing the same type of homespun robe, but she's got a silk cloth around her neck like a scarf that bears the double helix symbol of the blend on either side. She is kind of hideous. When you like see her face, you're like, damn, I've seen prettier dwarf women. But she's got big teeth and a friendly smile and just a big old kind of wiry hair that's pulled back in a ponytail. And the next person that might draw your attention is about 6.5 feet tall, human, male, barbarian, clearly, wearing a loincloth with leather shoes with a wolf hide cowl, like the wolf's head is on his head and the hide creates a cowl around his shoulders. He's got if we're inside, he doesn't have his weapons, but if we're outside, he would have a spear and an axe on his belt, a hand axe, a bow across his back, and a backpack.
All right, so does either of you take the initiative to acknowledge each other, or do you just go on about your business?
I'm not really sure of the setting. I mean, we're just standing around outside in the grove. I heard you say Shadrach and him were in the grove, and then they never spoke.
Well, Shadrach left, so I switched it up. So, okay.
All right. I guess Pikel would wish him a good afternoon or evening or whatever time of day it just happens to be.
And I don't know what the hell just happened.
You were on the jib jab.
Yeah, you were on the jib jab.
Yeah, well, I just got gunked.
Sorry.
Greetings. The tall female will step forward. A newcomer. Greetings, Sir Dwarf. I'm Sister Vanessa. Welcome to the monastery.
Greetings. What's up? Little concerned. As polite as Pipe Latterhands ever is.
And the barbarian turns to face you and says, Boris Crump. Nice to meet you.
You remind me of a friend of mine, an ugly elf.
I've never met a dwarf before, but I can tell that's what you are.
You don't get out much, do you?
As farthest I've ever been from home. I remember when Mama and me used to sit on the field and watch that sunrise in the mornings. That was always pretty peaceful. I never imagined at that time that I'd be so far from home searching for my sister. Where did you come from? The islands to the south? Have you seen my sister and the flavors?
He elbows Boris.
Huh?
Talk too much.
You, as Pikel, you notice now that there's another person there,
Alright.
and actually another two people. You notice.
Well, Chad's not there yet.
Well, what are you doing interacting with him then?
I'm D right now. Did you get my message I sent you? I sent you a message.
I guess I didn't.
Well, that's what got going.
All right.
Jason tried to kill him.
But I can show up. It's not a problem, but I just wanted that
Okay.
done.
What does Guy look like?
He looks like a tall human, robust, head shaved. He's kind of got a couple of small scars, nothing major. He looks like a warrior. He's carrying he has a dagger on his belt. Right now he's probably got half his armor on, probably got his upper plate mail on. He's probably walking around with no pants on. Well, I say no pants on, no armored pants. And he appears to be the barbarian's friend at least, or seems to be chummy with him. And he looks at you and says, another one.
Another who?
So then he looks over at Bart and just looks at you and says, another one of us.
Brad,
A
you're
traveler.
Brad, you're
I am
there.
Guy Delan, Sir Guy Delan, Knight of the Republic.
Oh, nice to meet you. Pipe Latterhands.
So, I don't know of any mines around here. What are you doing here?
Well, we just left my mine. On a search for
Like a
more.
copper mine.
Yeah, gold and diamonds and
Gold and
copper
diamond.
Oh my.
Well, gold and diamonds indeed. You have any samples?
Well, us dwarves are wise enough to not walk around with that much in our pocket.
Ah, you're that kind of a miner. I get it. You're a speculator. I see.
But we've done all right.
You don't look poor.
Now he would look all this stuff is pretty well maintained and really nice, really crafted stuff.
Quite the opposite of Boris.
You pick the armpit in the world to wander into, hammerhand.
Well, I found
You're
that
not-
stuff. Where you find the best stuff is in the armpits. One scratches his own.
You're not the first odd man to join us, so to speak. Our friend Bartalanthus here is an elf from the north, and we've not seen many elves around here, nor have we seen many dwarves.
What
I say that, but I guess Cobb would have to confirm.
That would be right.
Now, you said the prince is in this party, right? The prince would know me because he pretty much did. I don't think we got along.
Well, I said, yeah, Vanessa will introduce him. This is Prince B. This is Pikel.
How you doing? What?
How's he going? No, no, me and Prince, hold on. Are you there?
Where are you from?
He's in his car. It's just dark where he's at. He's there.
Okay. Now, Prince Bart and Pikel had lots of interactions during the whole coronation or the...
Or Troas? Or coronation of Dwarf?
No,
No.
I thought Prince B became... I thought Bart became king at one point.
No.
I remember what you're talking about. We were in the Emerald City, and the dragon, it was the dragon thing, battle.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Me and Bart would be strangers then.
Right now. Hey, Michael.
Well, fancy meeting both of you here then.
Yeah. What are you doing that far out?
Fancy that.
Well, I'm venturing to find somewhere else to expand my people.
Have your people been experiencing any attacks by foreigners on the coast, or are you from the coast?
No, we've settled up in Ravensbluff.
I've heard of that.
Prince B would know because he had probably been on helping with the land rights. Or in part of the land rights negotiations.
Right.
Oh, shit. Well, here at the monastery, I don't know if anyone's told you, but we worship the blend. We accept all people as long as they're peaceful and adhere to the rules of the monastery. We help whoever we can, and right now, myself and this group of adventurers are trying to solve a problem with Acaraymans, that's people from another country across the ocean, taking slaves from our shores. Yeah, they took my sister. Yeah, you told them, Morris, that they took your sister. We know. And we've made some headway, and we're trying to put an end to it. If you're not otherwise compelled to go mining, maybe we could use your skills.
It seems like something to do. I suppose I should help out Prince Bart.
So, Hammerhand, can you swim?
You hungry?
The other rock.
Okay. All right, Jason, I answered your message. I'm gonna go make my son some food, so please carry on.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
Dwarves aren't known for their prowess in the swimming arena.
I could swim. We're actually trying to figure out, I think, if we're all still on track, we're trying to figure out a way to get a boat so we can travel south. Their giants are the people that they're selling the slaves to. Cobb's not looking, but I think Brad's hand is up.
Yeah, I can build us a boat.
I'm coming,
Really?
Isaiah. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
How long will that take?
I have a spell on me right now.
Okay, hey.
And he's Robert Tim.
Build a boat.
Was that Robert Tim?
Yes,
Robert Tim. With the standing trees.
Also, remember, Mark, ain't none of us know how to run a boat.
Well, I can engineer.
We had to run on a boat with Reginald, he's gone.
There's no boat. Is there in the ocean?
We're several days away from the coast, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Why don't we just find a port town and buy a boat? Or,
I don't. know about magic
I'm walking
boats.
out of the forest nearby, out of the grove nearby. It's like
What?
I heard Pop say, wait a minute. Chad's gonna show up here in a...
I don't know about no magic boat.
He even said, I don't know about no magic boat.
All
I
right.
don't mind a
So
boat for us, but Lord have mercy.
as
You know about it, Morris.
as you all are having this conversation out in the morning air, and it's a little bit chilly, but the sun is starting to come up over the edge of the buildings, and the sounds in the craft area are starting to become more and more pronounced as the hammering and the butcher and all kinds of things are going on. The sub-prior he comes out with his two attendants, and he walks past you all and says, "Good morning."
Vanessa gives his bow. Greetings.
Brad, what are you doing? Vacuuming?
To what?
It sounds like you were vacuuming.
I was trying to car. I was trying to, not through my headset, trying to figure out how to do something different.
In other words, you suck.
Yep.
Okay. The sub-prior looks at everyone and then looks at Pikel, and he says, "I see." And then he just keeps walking away.
I can't hear you.
I think you said I see.
Yeah. No, somebody's got something going on. It's Brad. His thing's lit
Brad's
up.
thing again.
Brad, what are you doing?
It's creating a buzzing, whatever that you did with your mic. It's creating a buzzing,
Alright.
and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So that just happened.
Hey, was it just a, what do you say?
He just said, "Oh, I see," and then they kept walking wherever they were going. Okay.
Friendly, aren't they?
So, Paco says, everything's good, my lord."
We're ready to travel when need be.
I think so, yes.
Good man.
I like Pikel's idea. We should head to the coast and find a fishing town.
What kind of fishing town's gonna have a boat big enough for all of us to cross the ocean? Think about that. Remember
I don't know. I don't know about boats.
Cross the ocean again. No. We can get a better boat than that. Not a fishing boat.
I just want to find my sister. This takes forever. We've been here for days. I need to go.
By the time we find your sister, you might have more relatives.
What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
Well, there's
You better stay away from my sister.
there's people.
Hold on now, hold on. You got too many people talking at once, so
Sorry.
go ahead. All right, so unless, oh, yes, Shadrach or Guy,
And when the Shad come walking up.
right now.
All right. So here Pikel you would see what looks like an Amish guy. He has like a beard but no mustache. Dressed, looks like a peasant. He doesn't really look like he has anything spectacular on him. He's walking, and there's a fox walking next to him, and the other people would see that too. They would notice there's a fox walking right next to him, and he'll hold up his hand in greetings to the group.
Shadrach.
I had to go make a friend, and this is my friend. And he gestures towards the fox. He'll be my companion.
Boris will move toward the fox. Can I pet him?
Yes, you may. But I'll look at the fox won't mind. No, he won't mind. Because if I don't mind, he shouldn't mind.
I let him sniff my hand and give him a little scratch on it. He's cute.
He'll do this fox giggle and twirl his tail up in the air, and he'll stay close to me. And his name is just Fox. That's what he thinks his name is. Maybe with 2 X's. Like a porn star.
What do you do to that fox?
I'm going to keep an eye on my donkeys.
I can seduce your donkey, and there's nothing you can do about it.
My.
Just saying.
Come on,
Yeah, but that's basically so that y'all know this is going to be my familiar for now. This is my druidic familiar.
If we're going to find a boat, then I think we should make a plan here. What are we going to do? Bart, if you can create a boat, I'm okay with that, but there's no one to make the ship go unless it has magical propulsion or servants.
There's some things called sails.
Wind.
I can do all that, but it's just a matter of, I can get some coast where we can build into water, and I have to have standing trees.
Michael, you mentioned buying a boat. I don't have anything. I don't have money except I trade in services, really. I don't accept payment for things, but I can trade my services. I'm a healer and a cleric with blend.
Well, we don't have to put you on the corner just yet. I might have enough coin to charter us a boat.
And says,
I would that would be a most generous donation to our cause. I wasn't expecting a wealthy individual to help our cause come walking in, but that seems like a blessing from the blend. Blessed is the blend. Praise to the great surgeon.
and says, I don't think there's any major city or village on the coast that we can get to.
Tila.
That's down all the way south.
The islands are to the south as well. Reginald spoke of a harbor master that might have known something about where the slaves are being taken, but I don't remember if he said a name or I just heard the conversation.
Well, they should certainly know. If somebody knows, somebody down there will know.
It seems to me that would be a good place to purchase a boat.
He says there's plenty of knowledgeable people down there. Plus, we like you said, we can get a crew, a boat.
A charter. I never try to plan as using money, so this is a boon for sure.
And Chad says, all right, let's go south. As usual,
we could
Whatever taking on me.
Hold on, go ahead, Daryl, and then Clark, you can come up second.
I was just wondering if we wanted to leave today or if what preparations need to be made. I just need to get my gear together and grab some personal items, some components and such.
I'm gonna go as soon as possible.
He says, I'm ready. Chad says, I'm ready.
Go ahead, Clark.
Alright, I said I was carrying a bag of 500 on me.
Okay.
Coin, gold-wise.
Sure.
I know we discussed that, I just forgot what it was.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. So, I have more than enough to rent or charter a boat or...
I'm not sure how far how far it is to these southern islands, but
Chad says, maybe somebody in Tila knows how to get to them.
I would think so. It is the biggest harbor town. But now, there may be a fishing village along the coast closer. I would have to consult the abbot or someone nearby, one of the locals, to see just what is available. Tila is a week away, I think. 4 days. 4 days from the monastery.
At least 4 days, yes.
I've never been to Tila. I've never been outside my village.
Has Guy ever been to Tila?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So are these
All right.
slavers coming to beaches along the coast or...
Yes, we recently freed a group of slaves from a ship, and the ship fled into the ocean. We weren't able to give chase. I don't know if you're aware of the port. There's a fort along the coast called Deepwater Fort, I think. Deep Dock Fort. But they were shipping slaves out of there, and she gestures to her friends, assaulted the fort and saved the slaves and freed them from their captivity and forced the slavers away. So you're amongst heroes. Blessed is the
There
land.
was a whole army that was landed there, hundreds of them. So yes, they've landed an entire army on the coast north of here in the past.
I'm going to gather my things and prepare to leave. And Vanessa will...
Oh, Guy's going to touch Vanessa's arm and says, don't step on him.
Oh, stop. And she steps very carefully back then and looks where she's going. And as she walks away, she is klutzy looking and uncoordinated as she rumbles away into the monastery.
And you know, he was being friendly with you. He wasn't being cruel.
I wouldn't hold her hand at Walmart.
He's kind of like Reggie and Archie.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, Brad's got his hand up. Go ahead, Brad.
As far as the boat goes, I can create some longboat. Like a mighty longboat. It shouldn't be too hard for the navigator to help.
So you can just, it's like a spell, a creation spell, I'm assuming?
Fabricate. I can fabricate it to so it can be fit for a
Can you
level.
fabricate a crew?
I may be able to summon the wind.
I've
I
said it
can
before.
summon wind and affect the weather.
I'm sorry, Vanessa was walking away.
Abdu.
I've said it before. I can take anybody through business sales, and I will use someone with weather, not art.
Everybody's going vertical.
So I should be able to talk us through it anyway.
Someone's got to navigate.
Yeah. All you gotta do is follow the sun and the stars.
Out into the ocean, how can we find where the island is?
Chad,
Fly me out.
I'm sure between myself, Vanessa, and Bart, we can find the island.
Yeah.
Pause.
Okay.
Pause. Clark, roll me a d12, please.
Is this the infamous weather check?
No.
4?
4.
Oh, 7, sorry.
7.
Yeah,
All
1.
right. Okay, so Vanessa has left the scene. She said she was going to gather her things. Shadrach and Guy, Bart, Boris, and Michael. All right. So if you guys were still, Bart, were you still talking?
I was trying to. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say that the rest of you have said that you're ready to go. So you gather whatever possessions you think you're going to need, and that's probably what's on your character sheets.
So I'm gonna find whomever the scribes are and get me a few good pieces of parchment.
Okay.
I want to talk to the abbot.
Okay.
If they have a card or something with me.
All right. So, Michael, how do you accomplish what you're saying?
Would find the scribes and ask if I could
All right. So
get or buy.
you walk up to the
parchment.
butcher. You walk up to the butcher.
Huh?
You walk up to the butcher. Do you know where the scribes are? He just kind of looks at you. Then you go to the next person. Do you know where the scribes are? You know where the scribes are? And people are like, go ahead, Daryl.
There's a guy in the crafting area that does paper.
Well, then that's who I'd go to.
Okay.
Do I see the paper?
You go, and he has some for sale. And you don't have the books in front of you, so I will tell you. What are you trying to purchase?
I'm just trying to purchase a couple sheets of parchment.
Couple sheets of parchment. Okay. So we'll look under stuff, and I think that is a thing that you can buy. Let's see. Parchment, papyrus per sheet, parchment. Okay. Parchment apparently is not cheap. How many? They're a golden coin each.
All right, I get a couple.
All right, write that down, add that to your inventory, and subtract the coin, please.
All right, all right. Dang, I need a pencil again. What the hell?
My car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so,
And are we gonna be journeying? I'm thinking this is gonna be an extended journey. We're gonna need food.
who are you talking to?
Did anybody follow me to the store? And is this a general store, or is this a just specifically crafts and stuff?
Yes, you're in a crafting area, so there's all kinds of specialized things that are made by people who specialize in those things.
Shad and Theta Pikel, we have plenty of food.
All right.
I have plenty of food. Let me rephrase that. I have plenty of food. I can feed everybody. So can Vanessa. We don't lack for food. Good
Just
food,
like-
not this stuff that they have here.
Just like to be prepared.
All right, very
All right,
good.
if food's not an issue, I'm done.
Okay, so let's go over to Bart. Bart, you seek an audience with the abbot.
Yeah. Well, I want to know if I can find a chart or map of the islands, if you might have one, or have a book that's got them in it, that I can copy. Somewhat.
Make me a charisma check, Bart. Oh, you don't have your dice, do you?
No.
Okay. Well, luckily I moved my computer up here, so now I can see everything. And
Well, look at that.
You're on the 20.
Bart, view. And I will go ahead and have Shadrach roll a d20 for you. So, Jason, please roll a d20.
17.
All right. The abbot looks at you, Bart, and he's like, "Well, I don't have maps. We might have some things that you can look at. And if you want one of the monks to make you a map, it's going to take some time. But I would suggest you go to the librarian and ask him."
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and I will be back in a second because that pizza went off. So,
You know Isaiah will be up there looking for you.
Isaiah, bring your plate.
Pizza goes up.
All of the wild.
That's one of the pizza.
Yeah, you don't have to buy no food, Clark. I think we can handle the food situation without
Up here.
wasting any.
Did it-
Plate up here.
Was
It
that
is just plain meat and bread and cheese, dry goods. It's not fancy. So if you want something special, then
Yeah, Chad will reach into his pouch and he holds you out this large, looks like a large cherry. He says, "Here, try this.
Alright, you tried it.
It's the most delicious thing I've ever had."
You gotta take one.
You're immediately full, like you had a full meal. You're like, "Whoa!" He said, "I told you the food situation was all right."
So, like Goodberry, I'm assuming.
Yep,
Okay.
Chad always has a bunch of them. That's what he eats. That's Chad's diet is good berries. He won't eat in the monastery. He doesn't drink booze unless it's ritual. He's mostly a celibate. He's not interested in anything like that. Guy, on the other hand, that's another story. So, but Chad is pretty reserved. We haven't seen him in combat yet, so that's a different story as well. So Chad to you just looks like some country bumpkin with a fox for a friend.
you're wearing like a brown fur, a hide thing or something,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I've got like a hide cloak. That's about the wildest thing I've got. I'm not dirty. That's the one thing. You notice that Chad is very clean. He has a scimitar on his belt. That's something that might stand out from his, otherwise looking like a normal peasant, he has a scimitar on his belt. And that's the only weapon he carries. He does have a spear, but he doesn't have that right now.
Nobody would have weapons on him right now, though, correct?
Well, not inside the buildings.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying.
Outside the buildings, yes. But if Shad goes in any of these buildings, he'll just take his scimitar up. He doesn't really need a scimitar, but he has it just in case. It's ritual. Guy has an armed arsenal, but that's different.
All
As long as
right,
we can go in some direction, I'm hip.
Brad, Bart, this time I would like Daryl to roll a d20, please.
That's a 20.
Oh, explode!
14.
All right,
Mark's gonna
34
get this map, by God.
plus 13 is 47. Okay, so the librarian is enamored with Bart. As soon as he sees him, he just starts peppering you with questions about elven life and elven art and elven literature, all sorts of things that Bart, in his time that I've known him, hasn't really taken a huge interest in. And Bart can humor him or he can react to him however he chooses.
What I know anyway.
Now I need Bart, and in this case that would be Clark. Roll another d20, please. And this is to see how he reacts to, or if the information he wants is actually there. So what'd you roll, Clark?
15.
15? Okay.
1 of 6.
That's good. 16. Even better. So, Bart, in there, the librarian shows you a book, and it is a book of geography, and it doesn't show, it shows like the Republic and the land that you're in, and there's a very, like, just a featureless series of islands off the southern coast, and they're not even named. And he says, "Is this what you're talking about?"
Well, that's what we got. We just need a general idea where they are.
He says, "I'm sorry I can't be much help, but those islands, you know, there's just not anything here on them."
Right. Well, it's more information than we had, put it that way.
I couldn't understand a word you just said.
That gives us more information than we had before.
Definitely.
What did he say, Daryl? I can't understand him.
It gives us more information than we had before.
Okay.
I tried to jot down a rough map of where they are. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Do you have any ability in art? Probably not. All right.
The librarian has a crash on it.
Spellcraft.
Well, no, you're just trying to make a copy of something freehand.
Right.
Unless you have
Think hard, Bart. Think hard. Think hard.
Think hard.
all right. Daryl, roll me a d20.
12.
Okay, so what you have drawn is, I will draw what you've drawn because you didn't say you were necessarily trying to create an artistic recreation, but then again, sometimes a bus looks like a dog. So, what I'm saying is, here's what you drew. Here's the corner of the continent with Tila. And then you went like this. And just kind of extended it out like that.
Islands out past that?
There's those 4 islands. 4 islands as far as what this drawing shows.
Okay.
All right, so anybody want to do anything else before you set off?
Well, first of all, can you show this map to anybody?
Yeah, once I get it done, I'll show you what I found. And the best I can do.
Chan says, we can't travel somewhere based on this map.
Why not?
What's
More than what we do
how far are
before.
these distances?
What does it matter?
I can see the islands on there.
Yes. You see the cloud up there? How far is it to that cloud, Boris?
All the way.
Yes.
Hi.
He had to give you a dirty look when you say that. Ooh.
They're in the town down there, I'm assuming?
A city called Tila.
I'm sure from Tila, someone will know.
Shad, for
Well,
one
there he is,
reason,
on out there, see.
One at a time. Go, Jason.
Shad says, I think we should go to Tila.
Go ahead, Brad.
I said, there's no distances on the map that I've seen. That's what the map was. It was just basic generalization where we were. As long as we got food and water, it don't matter how far they are.
All right, anything
They were
else?
clean apart.
So eventually you all gather together and you can have another conversation at this time if there's something you want to discuss before you take off. And the only thing I need to know before you leave is there a marching order? Are there animal companions and who's going? So if you want to have a conversation with you all standing around with your luggage, go ahead.
Yeah, we better do that first before we walk.
Well, if I go and have his donkeys and carts, he doesn't like carrying all this stuff. He's
Oh
already-
my goodness, you've got a cart too? This guy is a traveler.
It'd be silly to carry all your stuff, wouldn't you?
Oh, we've walked many miles with no conveyance.
On our back.
And finesse,
I vote for Tila.
I agree. That's the best place to go. I think we should hurry.
He says, I think we should go to Tila. I'm with the hairy guy.
We got a map now.
That map is worthless.
Oh, whatever. I agree.
They got us to Tila, so let's get on the road.
I like the prince. Whatever. That's D&D, baby.
Let's have it. Let's hear the noise come. We're going to
Okay.
go out on a long ship that you create and die. That's what... Don't you watch TikTok?
Well, that's a chance.
Those people on fishing boat just dying. They're just... Alright.
I trust his magic. If he says it's viable, and I can swim, so
You gonna pull the boat?
if it sinks, it.
Yeah, Pike will definitely prepare water breathing.
I mean,
I can make things float if
we can survive a
necessary.
shipwreck. Okay, we can survive a shipwreck, but then what?
Yeah.
We get picked up by the slavers again.
Ay, ay, ay.
And he says, I'm not going to go through that again.
We fought hard and they took us. That eagle snatched me right as I was jumping over a log.
I tried to fight them, but they finally subdued me. But I didn't...
There were a lot of them.
Yes, there was a lot of...
Then what's your plan when you get there?
Oh, he says to kill.
Won't there be a lot of them still?
Chad says, I hope
It's
so.
supposedly giant.
Wait, I don't think we're going to Akorama.
No,
I hope.
the flavors, not
The-
the Raymond's.
I've had visions from the blend that have shown me a giant leader surrounded by humans in cages and shackles, and he's on these islands somewhere. So my intention is not to kill Mr. Gee, but to free slaves. And if we can end, if you guys can kill them, then I just can't participate in that sort of combat. But I can keep you very healthy. If you get injured, Michael, please let me know.
Maybe we should just let him die.
Chad says to Vanessa, surely you don't think we can do this without harming anyone.
I realize that, but I can't lift my hand to kill someone. As much as I might like to, but it's not right.
He says, well, can you defend yourself at least?
She has a staff in her hand, and she says, yes, I can use this.
Would you defend yourself at least?
I would. I can protect myself with the blessings of the blend as well.
All right, then.
I'll just not participate in beheading anyone or attacking anyone.
Well, I don't think you should put yourself in danger then.
You all know this about me anyway. I was just telling Michael that I'm not a warrior princess. I'm a sister of the blend and a healer. A peaceful person.
And Chad puts his hand on your elbow when you say that.
She smiles.
Michael might notice that Chad and Vanessa are pretty friendly, but not like romantically friendly, but they're pretty friendly. Chad would defer to her before anybody else in the group. No offense, other people.
So away we go, and as far as any sort of marching order, Boris would be happy to lead the way on the marked trail or the obvious road, and Vanessa will bring up the rear.
Chad will bring up the rear with his fox. He'll stay with Vanessa.
All right. Let's get it.
I am back in time with Michael.
What's that?
I'll head back to the Dwarf and talk with him.
I mean, Bart and Michael in the middle.
Yeah.
Boris and Gee in front.
All right. Let's see here. We got, and who's got horses or donkeys? So we know Michael's got.
Cart and 2 donkeys, is that what it is?
Yeah. And this is not the
Very
right.
nice.
I've got a different cart. That's
In a fox.
that's more of a wagon, but
Bart's trying to watch and just pay casual steam.
okay. So we'll put Michael there,
My God, I wish I had a horse.
and then we got who's up front?
Boris and Guy.
There's Boris and there's Guy, right on. Okay. And that leaves Shadrach and
Vanessa in the rear.
where's Vanessa?
Easy.
Where's
You're caught. I'll bring up Vanessa's rear while probing for enemies.
not cool? There she
And we'll
is.
stay in the
Okay.
region.
All right. Where's Prince B?
In the middle.
In the middle. So we'll just put him behind there. Okay. I'm guessing you guys can see this. Okay.
No?
Not
No.
really. I just see little black dots.
Oh, because I got it on me, right? So that's why. Okay. I can switch that.
That's fine until we need it.
Okay. Well.
Until we go tactical, don't worry about it.
Well, let's see. I need
Roll that D3.
Jason roll D12, please.
Well, let's see what we get. I rolled a 1.
There you go.
You should have made Clark roll. I'm sorry.
Clark, roll a D12.
No.
Maybe we get double lucky.
jam.
Hey,
Hey, okay. All right, so something happened. Now I need everyone to make a charisma check. I will roll for Bart in this instance. And if we're just looking for successes or failures, so you need to get a total of 21. So Bart is a failure with an 18. So let's go to Michael.
13. I don't know what my bonuses are. Or...
You add your charisma to your dice roll.
Well, then, okay, 13.
Total?
Yep.
Oh, you rolled bad. Okay, that is a failure. Now we go to Vanessa.
14.
That is a failure. Gee.
18.
That is a failure. Boris.
32.
Holy shit. And Shadrach.
30.
Okay, so
The country boys look good.
you had 4 failures and 2 successes. So that is an overall failure. So as it turns out, I had something planned for an overall failure. And thanks to Jason, he rolled a 1, which gave me the opportunity. So, oh my! So, as you're a day out, and you're... Uh-oh, Brad left a call.
Oh, I figured he's probably getting home by now.
Well, that's good, because that we can
He's
take
working the car the whole time.
we can take a quick break so I can give the giant son his food.
Aye.
Giant son, good
Is that a Chinese giant? Giant son? Or is that Japanese? I'm probably backwards.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Japanese.
Yeah, where is my glove? Come on.
Look at all these old dudes playing D&D all by themselves.
Dude, he has gotten larger since you saw him. He's a full-grown monkey. See him?
Oh, look at that guy.
It's Clinkus Clankus.
Oh, yes, it is. Or Toaster, as he was once called once upon a time.
How's college going?
It's going pretty good. I mean, I'm going to go back there, so, I didn't fail all the way.
Yeah, there you go. And you weren't scared away. You are going back.
Yeah, and I didn't,
That's
and
good.
I wasn't a horrible loser the whole time. I made friends.
Hey, all right.
So that's a win.
Not too hard.
That's a win in all ways for me.
Yeah.
My objective when I went there was come back the next year and maybe make a friend, and I made multiple, so you're good enough.
There you go.
Let's see, where you going to school at?
SEMO down in Cape Girardeau.
Alright, engineering? Everybody goes there.
What'd you say?
You're going for engineering?
No, I'm going for teaching.
Teaching, okay. My daughter's a teacher.
What you teach? I might know her.
English. She works.
Oh, hey, look at
She
that.
works at
The Hand of Darkness has decided to join us. What the hell is that? Well, maybe I'll meet her one day. I heard a lot of teachers know other teachers. So I'm sure I'll get into that circle. So what are you guys all about? What's the adventure? I don't know the adventure. I haven't been keeping up.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care? Damn.
He's after that pizza.
Yes, I am. What are you gonna do? Oh, God.
I can cast command another's pet.
I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering. That's my nerd hobby for the time being. Because all my friends got back into it, so I gotta play Commander now.
I haven't played in years now.
Oh, yes. Not much has changed. Not much at all.
There you go.
All right, I'll get out of your face. I got my food.
Take it easy, Kane.
See ya.
Bye.
Still in the car, Brad.
No more saying. Come back with 3 hours, doing. And then once you get back at the highway, and I'm home.
I have a feeling
Yeah.
you're about to run into another army of Ravens or something.
No.
Well, I got some spells for them now.
Driving through high range, you might have to roll a D12.
Alright, you go to high Ravens.
If you drive through a Horon, you guys roll 3 D12s.
Haven't heard that word in a long time. Horine.
You know, it's funny, you drive through Horon, I don't know if it's you, but when I was a kid, we went through Horon, there's still some of the same cars on blocks in the same 20 yards
Oh my gosh.
that were 30, 40 years ago.
When I was there, Horine Road was like the woods. It was like if you drove down on Horine Road, look out.
Yeah.
You had to like walk, for one thing, you had to walk 5 miles to get anywhere.
If you start hearing banjos, run.
Well, I tell you what, it's not down here. Now, Daniel, my car broke down in the middle of the bumfuck, and I had to walk home, and I walked by this field full of trees, and never heard so many wild pigs squealing. I was like, oh my god. It was like an army of pigs, and I was like, good Lord, have mercy. And I thought,
It might have been big.
no, it was pigs. I know what it was. But yeah, if I'd been injured, I'd been like in trouble.
All right. So,
Sure.
the sun is on its way down. You guys have made pretty good time today. The weather's agreeable. The road is passable, and you find a place that you're kind of familiar with, having been through here several times. No one's camping there, so you decide that's the place you want to go. Unfortunately, when you kind of go into this area, into the woods off the road to start to set up camp, there appears to be a dead body in there, and it's got like flies and somebody was killed here.
Oh no. Let's don't camp here.
Is it a human body?
You'll have to get a little closer to find out.
Well,
Boris will move forward to check it out.
yes, he will go up with him, sword drawn.
Okay. You guys move forward.
Been dead for a while, huh?
At about 20 feet, the flies, it turns out they're not flies that are on this body. A dark shadow lifts up off the body slowly and menacingly, and you hear like the wind rustle in the trees, and all of the birds and all of the forest ambient sounds go quiet. And then there's a snap. And I would like, well, no, it's not even needed here. The body one of the arms moves and pushes the body up, and then the other one pushes the other body up, and it moves in stilted fashions like, and you hear the snapping, and as it finally raises up to its full height, Boris and Guy, you are horrified, and I need both of you to make, I need you to save versus death magic.
I need me to save versus death magic.
Guy has his hand up.
Is this a fear effect?
It is a fear effect.
I am not affected.
All right, how about just for the rest of us, how about you read us what that is so we can all understand what's going on.
All right, let me make sure I get this correct.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. The Cavalier is completely immune to the fear spell. Because he is so brave, he inspires others to courage, and so, while he is fighting, I irradiate an emotion spell within a 10-foot radius. The spell radiates courage, but does not bestow the Berserk Fury an actual wizard spell provides. So, I am immune to fear, and anybody within 10 foot of me in combat is also inspired with courage.
Okay.
What's going on now? I was talking to the at the time.
My character, Guy, is immune to fear, and he inspires courage in anybody within 10 feet of him when he's in combat.
Right.
That's all. They try to scare me, and I'm not scared. I'm like, damn, that's nasty.
Oh.
All right, well, considering you're within 10 feet of Boris, I'm more inclined to where it's like, I don't know, what did you roll, Daryl? Were you successful?
I rolled poorly.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So I am aghast.
Okay. So as the thing stands up, and it's kind of like this, it's kind of like it's got its face, like its head's bent over, where you're looking at like the top of its head, and the stringy dark hair is falling down in front of its face, kind of looking like possibly it had been recently wet or something. As Boris is like, hey! Guy calmly reaches out and is like, take heart, do not fear, and the fear is removed from Boris as Guy's charismatic presence imbues you with renewed hope against the darkness.
Very good.
And I think we need to roll initiative. I didn't have anyone roll for surprise because the thing was moving like not in a way that was very surprising, I don't think. So, those of you that are like you're 50 feet back and in the woods, so you know there's something going on, but you can't quite get a good look. The front two guys, you have the view that I described. So I'm going to go call for actions, and Clark, the way I do actions is we start with who's closest to the fight and we work our way backwards. So we'll start with Boris. What is your action? Attack. Guy.
Attack.
Okay. That would be Bart next.
I'm preparing spell.
Now remember, if you're casting a spell, you can't move
I
before. Okay. So you're casting. Pikel?
Alright,
You're currently on top of a donkey, unless you wanted to walk the mule, but it doesn't really matter.
well, I mean, I wouldn't take a mule into combat. I would get up on the mule and grab my axe and
Well, just
move down there.
Okay, so your action is attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So that leaves Shadrach and Vanessa in the back. So we'll start with Shadrach.
I will advance.
Your action is to move.
To move and draw my scimitar.
Okay. Vanessa.
I will take my holy symbol in hand and move forward to investigate.
All right. First round. Clark, roll initiative. Roll a d10.
9.
Okay. Nobody goes on very fast. We go to fast. Fast, I got an 8 on initiative. So, this thing right here, 9 squares away, it will move to there and stop. We now move to the loser's side of fast. So who's going on fast?
Go on medium.
Okay, yeah, you move on fast if you want, or you can wait.
Yeah, let Chad move up and be just behind. I'll move up and be 10, 20 feet behind where they are.
Brian Brown says he's passing my house in just a second. He must be getting his granddaughter, I would assume, or dropping her off or something.
Hi, Brian.
So I'm looking out the window here. I don't see anybody.
Alright, so where am I falling
Okay.
in the initiative?
Well, your action was to attack, right?
Oh, make the board.
Well, I move to attack you.
Make the board bigger? Okay, that's good that you said that. All right. So let's do this. Okay. Hopefully now you guys can see that a little better. So,
Yeah, Chad will take his full move to the front.
all right. So first of all, if anybody wanted to move before their action, this would be the phase you could, or you can wait, you can hold your move, or you can do all kinds of things. So, only thing I heard, so I'll get to you, Daryl, in a second. So, only thing I heard was Guy wanted to move somewhere.
No, Chad.
So, the first two guys, they don't want to move?
Well, we're attacking, so we don't get to go yet.
Well, you base move, you move on your base initiative if you want, which is fast for man-sized creatures, which is all of you. But
He will charge.
you would attack on your phase that's associated with the weapon. So, see what I'm saying?
He's gonna charge.
All right. Well, you're only 2 squares away, and so you charge. And when you charge up there, what's your weapon?
My bastard sword. It's one-handed because I have my shield.
Okay, and it's a reach of 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when you charge up there, you would go, just let me double check it just to make sure, but I think you would go first. This creature was readying an action for anyone that approached it. It was going to slash. Let me just check here. Oh, no. Okay, the character that won initiative attacks first, unless one of the characters has a longer range. Okay, no. So it does go first, because it got an 8 on initiative. So as you go up there, it swings its 2 powerful fists at you. All right. The right one. Hits an armor class of 2.
Quang! Miss.
Miss, all right. And the lefty hits an armor class of... Oh, I fucked up. Hold on. Armor class, the first one was -2. I'm sorry.
That missed.
That still missed, -2?
Yep.
Okay, and then the second one was a 0. So it,
Quang!
as you charge up there, it takes its fist and like claws as it kind of takes a half step backwards. And you managed to, you said you had a shield, so you knock one of the attacks off, and then the other one you take your sword and you flip the hand away. And you can tell though that the thing is very powerful with, so something that
Just by when it hit my shield, I was like, ooh!
yes. Okay, so now it's your turn. So you get 1 attack.
Do I get a charge bonus by chance?
You do, a +2.
Alright. I hit armor class, if I get +2, I hit an armor class of -6.
-6. That's a hit. Roll dingus.
That's probably the best I'm gonna get tonight, folks. Alright, let's see here. D8 +2. 9 points. Whack!
9 points.
Foul beast!
All right. You bring that sword down. You chop him right on his shoulder. You see it hit the shoulder. Does not penetrate the shoulder. You think...
So my sword doesn't seem to hurt it.
You don't think that you heard it at all. It was more like a clank. And now I need you to make a perception check, please.
That's a 30 plus my intelligence, correct?
It is?
30.
All right. No extra information gained. All right. So, Boris, you said attack. And
I did.
You move up, and what are you using?
I have my spear in hand, and as I move forward, I begin to spin and twirl and invoke my battle frenzy on a successful dex check that will take place. And that is
Come on, baby.
25.
That's a success.
So that lowers my armor class by 3 as I spin and twirl and twist and dart about while I'm attacking with my spear. Oh. Okay, there you go. I hit 5 armor class.
You take your spear, you do all your moves. You go to stick him in the gut. He grabs the end of the spear with a hand and tries to jerk it out of your hand, but you pull it back. Unfortunately, that's all that happens. It's like, was way faster and powerful than it appeared. I need you to make a perception check, please.
21.
All right, no extra information gained. Bart, what is the casting time of your spell?
1.
All right, you're up. What are you casting?
Magic missile. Even magic wizard. And now, see, we're 8, 9, 11.
All right.
Five streaks of light shoot out of my hands and blasting.
And that's exactly what happens.
They spin around G and horse.
Hang on. Who's walking here?
Does he resist magic? I do not know.
I got a spell when I get up there. It may or may not work. We'll see.
Jesus, come on. Can you stop? Hey, don't tell me what I want to know, you son of a bitch.
Don't you hate that? I'm coming across that in the priest handbook right now. It's like, okay, I break out the player's handbook. See what I can add.
Okay. Alright, roll damage. Yep.
One D4 plus one? 4.
Roll 5d4 and add 5.
Right. 6. And 2. 16. 22.
Alright. The voice of Prince B rings over the still air as the sounds of melee coming from the front. 5 bolts of mystical energy fly up and around and between Boris and Guy and strike this entity. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bam! Sparks fly, a little bit of flame. The creature staggers before narrowing its gaze, looking between Boris and Guy. And Bart seems to have gotten its attention. Alright, Pikel, you hop down off the donkey. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're still 3-4 squares away from it. So on your next turn, you can close to it, but you won't get to attack. Or
Alright. I'll probably cast at that point.
well, you can't move before you cast a spell.
I know.
Okay.
On the next round.
Okay. Alright. So what about, I think Shad and Vanessa were, if I remember right, go ahead Shad, what was Shad doing again? Just moving?
Dad's moving up behind Guy and Boris to where about 20 feet behind him.
Okay, that's for this phase. And then Vanessa,
Yep.
you were moving forward as well with your holy symbol out?
Yeah, but I'm staying back a little bit and I'm beginning to chant.
Where would you like to stop?
Near the cart,
Like there?
like at the head of the cart,
Oh.
in front of the donkeys, closer to that. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep. Perfect.
All right. So that was fast. We now go to average. Michael, you can continue to, well, yeah, I guess, because all you said you were moving up there, so do you want to get within threatening range, or do you want to stay where you are?
No, watching him attack and being ineffective, I might skirt however many over to get a good clear shot on him.
You mean like this way?
Yeah, that way. Keep it a little, give him a little distance. There you go. And stay there.
Okay. And Shadrach, you will continue your move. How close do you want to get to the front line?
Right where 10 feet behind he and Forrest.
Like next to Bart then?
Yeah,
Okay.
not in front of him.
Okay. And then Vanessa, are you done moving? Or do you want to move any more?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm done moving.
All right. And then all that leaves is nobody. Everyone's moved. Or yes, yes, Daryl.
I'm attempting to turn, so I don't know when that. I think it takes the full round. I'm chanting. I'm holding forth my symbol. By the light of the blend, banish the evil, and blah. So I'm attempting to turn undead, just so you're aware of my action. Intent.
Turning goes on fast.
Ooh,
And
that's
okay, so you're attempting to turn the undead, which is fine. So as you begin to manifest your power, do you do or say anything that would enhance your chances, as in a role-playing bonus?
By the light of the blend, let the evil be banished from the land and return the body of this decrepit individual to the earth, to the skell, and to the dust.
Okay. I would like you to roll your D20, and I would like you to add 2 to the total.
4.
Oh no. As you look on your sheet, I'm sure that you can see what a 4 will turn, I'm guessing. Because if I remember right, it starts with D for destroyed and T for turned, and then the numbers kind of go up higher with each successive tougher version of...
Yeah, it gets a 4 at 5 hit dice. A 4 will get up to 5 hit dice.
Okay. So as you call out and you extend the power of your mana, the creature takes his eyes off of Bart for a second and glances over Bart's shoulder directly at you, and you see just for a second a glint of something in its eyes, but not of fear like you were hoping, but something else. And it continues to fight with the guys up front. All right. And that is the end of round 1. Unless Bart would like to take a half move somewhere.
Nope.
No. All right. We now move to round 2. And we will go for actions, and we'll start with who's closest. Guy.
attack.
Boris.
Attack.
Michael.
Cat.
Bart.
Bastard.
Shadrach.
Casting.
Vanessa.
Casting.
I would like Daryl to roll initiative, please. Be a 3.
Oh, I grabbed a D20. Let me grab a 10 here. 6.
All right. So, on fast, my side 1 initiative. The creature will move 1, 2. Boris.
Opportunity.
Boris, take your attack of opportunity if you want.
I do. That hits an arm class of 1.
All right, armor class of run. Roll Dinkus.
Whoop whoop. Is it large by chance?
It is not.
7 points.
7 points. Okay, you stab it, and you think as it's turning, you're going to stab it right in the back of the neck. And you go, jab! And you jab the thing in the neck, and it moves away, and as it moves away, like some kind of clear liquid falls out of the back of its neck. But it doesn't affect it as much as you would hope, if at all. All right, then it moves to there, giving Guy an attack of opportunity if it would like.
Hooah! I get armor class of -2.
Roll Dinkus.
Come on, baby. Ooh, 7 points.
7 points. You slash it on its left arm as it goes past you. And you see the arm kind of like dangle for a second before he kind of goes and snaps it back and moves past you straight for
Boris,
Bart.
we're doing no good. It's going for the spellcasters.
All right. Bart?
Is he clear of everybody?
Yeah. He suffered 2 attacks of opportunity. All right. So, its first attack.
I think we're hurting him, Boris.
Oh, gosh. That
I'm in the head whistle.
hits an armor class of 6. Bart, what's your armor class?
I'm casting that whistle again.
Bart, what's your armor class?
Armor class is...
I'm going to guess that it's 6.
No, you're wrong. Don't have that on. Yeah, 6.
Okay. That's a hit.
Good.
What hit him?
The creature.
That creature moved up.
Can you see that? He just moved right around.
I thought he was clear. I thought he was out by himself there, clear of everybody, you said.
I haven't changed the map. I don't know.
I saw it move up. Sorry.
Bart asked, is he clear of everyone? And you said yes.
Yeah, that meant the creature is clear to attack Bart.
That's not what clear of means.
But what I thought, Daryl, was clear of me and Boris.
I mean, like I said, he suffered 2 attacks of opportunity, and then he's clear of them. So I don't know what.
Right.
Anyway, that's what happened. So, okay. So Bart, you got hit. Okay. 13 points of damage. And save versus paralyzation or be knocked down.
20.
That's a D20, correct? You want to roll high. You want to roll high if you can.
Okay.
18.
That's a good save. All right. Shit. Okay.
Hey, he can't touch me.
So,
I have my Cloak of Avoidance on.
Well, that's for you to remember, dude. I'm not.
God damn it.
But
I didn't.
I was sitting there waiting for you to say, okay. So the Cloak of Avoidance. What happens is you're struck. The cloak like pushes the creature's arm away, doing no damage, and you're not knocked down. All right. So the second attack. That hits an armor class of -1. The same thing happens. Saving throw versus paralyzation.
Where'd he go?
Okay, that's a success. Very good. Okay. That's its turn. All right, we move to the loser side of fast. So who's casting? What are the casting times of the spells? Pykel, what's the casting time of your spell?
4.
4, okay. Shadrach, what's the casting time of your spell?
6.
6, okay. Bart, what's the casting time of your spell?
That's a 1.
All right.
Drop it, can't get this. Okay. 4, 8, 16, 17, 24. I'm close to myself.
Five more bolts at close range. Shadrach, you're casting your spell and you got to concentrate because of all this action going on right next to you. The creature seems to be looking kind of hurt. It's got some smoking wounds in its body. We go to... I don't remember what Vanessa said she was doing. Is she casting a spell?
Casting time 5.
Okay, so Pykel, you're up.
Alright, I cast Pykel a bright, scorching beam. Comes from his holy symbol. And fires at the creature. Scorching ray. With the saving throw versus spell.
Okay. Do you do or say anything in the role playing to help any of the odds of this spell?
Pykel speaks in his normal dwarven gibberish.
And what does he say?
If I forgot all my dwarven, he says, "Go back to the grave, you foul creature," and fires a flaming beam of light. And I'll have to look at my PDF file of all my dwarvish for next time.
Okay. So this is the opposite of a healing ray. Interesting.
It's called Sunscorch.
Oh, I thought you said scorching ray, so it's different.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was mixed up my. And I can only guess that I have it, really, because I don't have any of the old books or any of the old PDFs or anything like that on me anymore.
Is it listed on your sheet? I would hope it would be on the sheet that I gave you.
Maybe?
I can pull it up over here.
Well, maybe I got some strokes and blades.
What level spell is that?
Furry. There's some of my list, so.
Sun Scorch. There it is. Okay.
My printer cut off a lot of the pages.
Spell, the spell creates a brilliant ray of scorching heat that slams down out of the sky to strike one creature of the caster's choice. The creature is allowed a saving throw versus spell to avoid the ray. A successful save indicates it missed altogether. Any creature struck by the ray sustains 1d6 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level. Undead creatures and monsters vulnerable to bright light sustain a d6 of damage plus 2 per level. The sun must be in the sky when Sun Scorch is cast or the spell fails entirely. It cannot be cast underground. Okay. So, let's roll a saving throw. I rolled a failure. Roll Dinkus.
Alright. 26 plus 12 then, right? 13.
13 points of Dinkus as Pykel calls the mana bestowed upon him by his dwarven god. A blast of light, a shaft, comes down from the sky, and as if a reverse tractor beam from a UFO in the Arizona desert. And all of you that are around the creature just temporarily, you hold your hands over your eyes, and the creature, it's looking pretty hurt as you have scorched off part of the hair and the face and the shoulders of this creature. All right. We now go to what is the
Vanessa.
what is the speed of the spear? I'm guessing it's a 7 for
6.
Crump. 6, okay.
6.
And Gee's using a bastard sword, and that's, did you say that was a 7?
I thought it was a 6.
Okay. So from 4, we go to the casting time of 5, which is somebody. Was it? I think it was Vanessa.
Yes,
All
she draws from her bag a short, straight piece of iron and holds it up to the sky. By the might of the blend, I call upon the forces of the elements to hold this beast in place. And I cast Hold Person,
All right.
targeting just that creature.
Targeting Bart.
All righty. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think you might waste the spell there, but.
We'll see.
Hold person.
That's all right. Wait till I cast.
Yeah, as soon as it gets hit, it's gonna break the spell, but at least it won't attack until it gets hit again. And maybe it'll buy us some
All right.
time.
Just for flavor, I would like you to describe to me what the binding, how it manifests around your target.
A rusty color cloud or emanation seems to form around it as it draws in air. If it actually breathes, it begins to sense a paralysis as it's striking at the elven wizard and recoiling from the blast of light that scorched it. It just as you see it struggling to move, and then finally it's held still.
All right. So, because of your role-playing and excellent description, I'm going to allow this a tiny chance of success because, as someone may have already divined, this apparently is some type of undead, and normally this would not work. But if I roll 1,
it says human, demi-human, or humanoid.
yeah, keep reading down at the end of that paragraph. It'd say, but I'm willing to break the rules in favor of excellent description. So here we go, and I'll even roll it right out on the table so you can watch, just in case I roll a 1. You ready?
Okay, sorry.
No, the big black one. You know how I like big black ones, Clark. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
not safe for work. No children. Okay, here we go. Oh, 15. All right. So, you see, as you described, the brown, rusty, magical energies start to coalesce.
Yeah.
And as it swings and it's just about to hit Bart, he stops for a second. And you see, like, Bart go, and then the thing goes, and goes like that and shrugs it off, and the energy dissipates and just kind of falls into the ground.
And Vanessa learns at that point that, yes, indeed, this is an undead creature, but my turning was unaffected. She was not sure if it was undead.
All right. So we now move to a bunch of 6s. So whoever wants to go first can, or you can hold.
Can't go on 7. My bad. Can't go on 7.
Okay. So we got a spear, and we got a
Bastard.
and a bastard. Okay. So which one of you would like to go first? Or
Gee.
Ah!
all right, Gee, you turn.
Oh, I
And
rolled the 20!
step forward. All right, explode.
A 20!
Uh-oh,
Oh
explode.
my goodness.
Where's the monkey?
No, you explode. We're not done yet.
What do I do it again?
Yeah.
A 10.
Okay.
Probably did nothing.
Did we
So,
run 3? Did we get a 321 game?
I believe it.
That's the first 2 20s in a row I've done.
Roll. roll damage.
I recall there being a triple 20 game once we were
Oh,
playing.
set up trap.
9 points.
Yeah, it's on video. Not
9 points.
okay. So you come up from behind this thing just as it breaks free of the attempted hold spell. You take your bastard sword and you just take it and you flip it up in the air with your hand and jam it right down into its back, right in the base of the neck, and it sinks all the way down. And the thing stops and like it tenses up, and then its head spins, and then you hear the cracking of the neck bones, and it looks at you, and it takes its arms and reverses them and pushes you away in a sickening as this water gout spouts out from its back where you stuck down in it, and you're standing right there, and it's just looking at you.
I'm breath.
Apparently unaffected.
It knew though. It knew I did it.
Well struck, but there must be something else going on.
Boris.
All right, Boris,
out.
your turn.
I move to get behind it if possible.
Easy
As I
done.
spin and whirl and hit an armor class of 6.
All right, so you come up from behind and you do your woohoo, and you spin the spear around your neck. You take it from the front and you say good. And just at the second, all it does is like it raises its arm and the spear goes whoop right in between. You're like, God damn it. All right. And now we go to Shadrach on 7.
Shadrach steps forward, assessing what he's looking at in some
Well,
horrific
yeah, I was going to say,
We've seen dead things before.
look at the map. You can see there's not much stepping forward. You're right. It's threatening you.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I'm making to yeah. I'm making it. I'm swelling up. Let's say. I reach into my bag, and I pull out what looks like a little puffball, maybe. And I bring it up to my face, and I crush the puffball, and I'm looking at this creature, and I start to speak in a language that some of you have heard me speak before, but you don't understand it. And I say, now you will rot and return to the earth. And I blow the puffball in the face of this creature, and I cast Decompose. It has to make a save versus death magic.
Well, all right. Let's see if it
Come
can.
on, Shadrach.
Let's see if it can. That is a 17. That is a success.
For a brief moment, black mold fluffs all over the creature's face, and it would probably shake it loose. But it felt what I did, and it didn't like it.
Very cool. Well played.
Did you read the spell?
No, but I mean, I take your word for it. It sounds pretty straightforward.
It's a 4th level spell, yeah.
I think, I don't know if you cast that before.
No, I've never cast a 4th level spell yet.
Oh, look
Except
at you.
Find Companion. Find Animal Companion was the only 4th level spell I've cast. I take that back. Reflecting Pool. I cast that one too.
Okay. All right. So, do any of the fighters... No, none of the fighters have 2 attacks. All right.
Ooh!
So the creature seems to be surrounded, but is that really a smart move? Okay.
No.
Okay. That is the end of round number 2. We now go to round number 3. And we have 4 people right up around it, so we'll just go around there. So we'll start with Boris. Action.
Attack.
And Guy.
Attack!
I thought we went by the wagons now.
Shadrach.
Casting!
Bart. Pikel.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Casting.
All right, now we will move down to Bart. Roll a d10 for initiative, please. Beat a 3.
4.
All right. So, the creature, seeing that it's surrounded, seeing what happened the last time it tried to strike the elf, I would like Boris, Guy, Shadrach, and Bart to all make charisma checks, please. And I need to know the totals. So let's start with Boris.
32.
Okay.
Wait. 29.
29, okay. Then let's go to Guy.
28.
Then we'll go to Shadrach
25.
and Bart.
25.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, apparently it really hates the spellcasters more than the guys that are hacking at it, but seem to be unable to cause any serious harm to it. So this all works out great. So, With the first attack, it's going to reach out and try to actually, it's going to reach out and try to grab Shadrach.
It's fucked up.
That hits an armor class of 8. That's a miss, I think.
Told you.
Okay. And Bart.
Yeah.
It is going to try to hit you. That hits an armor class of -1. So, as the cloak pushes it away, you need to save versus paralyzation.
2, 4.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So even though you are not struck, the repulsion of this entity knocks you off balance and you fall down in the square.
Alright.
Okay. And that's its turn for now. Now we go to the loser side of Fast. So with Force and G, they go on average, I think. So what are the casting times of Shadrach? What's your casting time?
6.
6. Clark, what's your casting time? Or
Maybe
Michael?
1, but I gotta look it up.
What is it?
Eyes of the Undead or Eyes of Fire?
So that would be book 1.
Level 3. I was just looking at those.
I'm not quite prepared for second 2E right now, so...
Have you been playing it all in the recent
I've been
times?
playing 5E for the last year or so, a couple of years or so.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a little ridiculous, but it's alright. It's what everybody's playing, so all the cool kids are doing it.
Alright.
You can control 5e to where it's not ridiculous. If you let people get away with anything, then it's ridiculous.
So the Eyes of Fire spell is not necessary. It's not of a dwarven god. You can still have it, but you need to make.
It's on my list, so that's why I was looking
I
at it.
know. I understand.
And I am undead.
So that's why I was trying to look it up.
It's a beam of light that emits from your eye and damages the target.
Do you
If I read
have?
it right.
Do you have spellcraft by any chance, Michael?
I have no idea.
If you look on the right side of your character sheet, that would tell you.
Proficiency.
18 pages here, damn it.
It'll be on the first page.
18 pages?
It's a lot of spells, man. If it's like mine.
No,
Mine don't on.
I just cast Scorching Ray for Simple Simplicity again,
You do have religion.
and that'll be number 4.
All right, you're gonna cast Scorching Ray again. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Until
All
I
right.
figure out what I can do.
And do you want to add anything into the casting, which could possibly like either lessen the saving throw or add to the damage? That's up to you.
Michael again, grabs his, puts his hammer into the air and calls for this undead creature to be struck down in the fires of morning.
Okay.
That's the best I can manage right now.
All right. Well, you see what I'm getting at, though, right? If you make something cool, I'm willing to give you a bonus.
Yeah,
for it. So.
Yeah, I understand.
And you don't have to.
Be at the moment.
If if somebody wants to play D&D, but they're the kind of person that's not a big role player, I don't want to penalize them. I just want to add to somebody that wants to make a flair. That's all. So I'm not penalizing you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Saving
usually a
throw.
little better, but I'm not prepared. Don't get like junk in front of me, and another one doing
All right.
anymore.
Well, that is a failure. Roll Dinkus.
All right.
So once again,
plus 12.
you guys hear the dwarf call out, and this time
5, 6, 7.
you raise up
17.
17. You raise up your hand in front of your eyes this time as the light streaks out of the sky like a rail gun from the asteroid belt. Blam, blam! And you guys are like, ah! And then the creature kind of lets out this weird sound like a drowning person. So it's just a weird sound. And there's like a lot of steam, and as you open your eyes, you see the creature there. Like more skin is exposed. The cloth is almost all burned off. The hair is gone now, and it's just like a blackened top of the skull and the top of the shoulders, as if an instantaneous sunburn has taken hold of this undead creature. And it looks like it's very hurt. All right, so that was still on fast, and I think, Bart, if you want to get up on fast, you can, or you can, it costs 3 points of movement or 2 points of movement to stand. Daryl's got Go ahead, Brad. Brad, you want to stand up?
I'm gonna get to my knee and grab my bow.
Okay. That's okay. So you're kneeling and you have your bow,
Yeah.
and you will go. I think bows go on 7, so we'll get to you in the next phase. Daryl has his hand up.
My casting time is 3.
Then Vanessa should go.
She holds forth her holy symbol and calls upon Mighty Blend, use the forces of the necromancer to hold this undead creature in its place. And she casts hold undead.
Alrighty. That sounds like a plan. Let's see if there's anything odd about this I need to be aware of.
Because it's a single target, it gets a -2 to the saving throw.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say about this scene before I roll a saving throw?
Instead of the rusty colored emanation, you see a darker gray begin to roll about down the creature and up from its feet as a force, an unnatural force, grips it.
All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, we will apply a -2 to the saving throw. And I rolled a 3. What happens, Daryl?
It is held rigid and no longer thrashes or twists or makes any threatening movements. And Vanessa shouts out, "If you hit it, it will break the spell. I've got it."
All right, well done. Now, let's see. So, who's next? That would be between Bart and Boris and Guy and Shadrach.
Boris holds his action.
Okay.
He holds his action.
All right.
I can find out which various pictures.
If I cast a spell on it, will that break the hold?
Yes.
I wasn't talking to you, Bart.
I'm sorry.
I believe it will if it attacks it. If you do damage to it and you attack it, it will break the spell. But if you study it or divine something, I don't think it would break the spell.
I have a chance of just destroying this thing outright. You want me to do it or not?
Okay, that's now you're casting a spell. You've been casting it, so the conversation
Yeah, I know.
needs to stop.
I know.
Y'all just
I'm gonna go ahead and cast the spell.
Okay. And
I'm
what's
casting Druid's Decay.
Druid's Decay? Always nice to hear some new jam.
Is
Please.
this creature more than 10 hit dice?
I can't tell you
It's
that.
not dead.
Well, I mean, the spell affects undead of 10 hit dice or less.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I must have read it wrong.
You read the wrong spell.
Druid's Decay?
Druid's Decay, I got it right here. Does not affect undead of more than 10 hit dice. Decompose just takes them straight out. It doesn't matter how big they are.
I thought it said it affected plants or dead creatures.
Dead material.
Yeah.
I don't think you can move, so if we
I passed it over. Yeah, I passed it over
Okay, do you
because I
cast
thought
the
it.
spell or not? You have 5 seconds.
I'm casting.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Do you do anything that would help the spell to succeed?
After seeing the previous spell almost work, this time I reach into my bag and pull out mistletoe, holding it close to my face. Once again, I crush it in my hand so that I bleed, and I hold it up to my mouth, and then I spit the blood on the creature and say, "Be gone forever!"
All right. Saving throw versus death. I rolled. Oh, I am so sorry. I rolled even with the -2 on the saving throw. Total of 16. That is a save.
Well, I know that it works, by God.
So, as the magic starts to affect the creature being held, you can see that it starts to kind of just, even though it's held, it's almost barely twitching, and the decay starts to affect it when suddenly like a gout of water comes out of its mouth and kind of like, and it just goes and flows over its body, and your magic seems to like be pushed off of it in some weird thing that I'm describing. So I'm sorry, but the spell does not work.
You fool!
All right, so we go to Bart.
It almost worked.
Oh, mine is gonna work. How close is everyone can see this creature?
Can you see the map?
I'm over by the wagon.
I got 5-foot radius around him.
I mean, we have 3, including you, 4 creatures that are threatening it that it can reach. If you can see the map here, what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, I thought I attacked Bart.
Huh?
Mm.
Bart's
I thought I went all into the way.
Bart's on his knees holding his bow. That's Shadrach right here in its left front.
Okay.
And then in its left rear square is Crump, and in its rear square is Guy. So
Okay.
four.
If you could possibly zoom in on the table, we could see it more clearly.
Step back. I launch a fire trap arrow.
Watching doing this on a phone is really
You see me pull an arrow out, it's kind of
Yeah, it's a pretty small screen. And the more players we get, the smaller everybody's image becomes.
All right,
If I
so
could figure out how to cast into my TV, I would.
obviously it would behoove everyone to have the biggest viewing thing they could find for an
I'll set it up
online
on my computer next week.
Yeah, I would.
online game. But you know, you do what you can. Anyway, okay.
I can see.
All right. So Bart,
I'm
are you
pretty
doing
proud of
anything
everybody
or
starting
not?
I pull out an arrow, it's got a, looks like a clay arrow tip on it. And I launch it at the creature.
Okay. Roll anything but a 1.
Don't roll one, buddy. Yeah.
15.
That's a hit.
14. And then, so it does 14. Explodes and 18 points of damage.
How much of that is from the arrow and how much of that is from something else?
That's just from the fire trap. The arrow is another 4, so.
All right. So you load up one of your trick arrows and you just shoot right at it. Blah blam! Tell us how you destroy it.
The arrow sinks in it and explodes from the inside out. Because a small fireball goes off in its belly.
Oh, nice.
The Sam Raimi effect.
So who needs to take a shower now?
I do. That's disgusting.
As the creature can't even scream or show that it's dying because it's still held, but it burns away like it's on the inside of a cocoon until the creature is destroyed and the spell dissipates because it has no target. And you have defeated whatever that thing was.
Hooray!
There was
What was that thing? Vanessa was hoping we could discover something about it, but now it's just goop. She's going to look at the remains and see the clear liquid and ooze. And is this related to the other disease?
Is there still remains, Cobb?
I forgot what Brad said. He just said it kind of exploded from the inside, so.
It's like a small fireball goes off in it. So it incinerated it basically.
I mean, I would say there's probably pieces.
Yeah, probably really orange and maybe.
Well, that's all I need is pieces. I look at Vanessa and say, we can talk to this, Vanessa.
Daryl has his hand up.
I was going to investigate the corpse and take a look, and using my healing knowledge, I don't have a medicine proficiency, but being a healer, I'm just going to look at it and inspect the tissue and see how it was animated, perhaps.
You investigate. Are you willing to touch it to see if there's any other information?
With the end of my staff, I will poke it and move it so that I can maybe tear open a small piece or see where the flesh is exposed and how far gone is it and was it bloated and this liquid that's coming out of it is, what's that about?
All right, so
Pus?
roll me a d20, please.
You call me a puss?
18.
18. Okay, so this is something, by looking at it, there's no way of figuring out where the water came from. There's not like any sacs or glands or anything like that. The hand is like leathery and tough skinned, and the legs are the same. It's like cured leather skin. It's harder and tougher than regular skin. You notice that there's no blood to speak of.
It's
There's
been dead some time.
other pieces. Do you have religion?
I do.
Religion.
Okay. If anyone has the religion proficiency, you may roll it. And I need to know your number, your total. You're adding your proficiency to your d20. So let's start with
15
Michael.
plus... Yeah, I'm getting so spoiled to computers doing all the work for me.
27.
27 for Vanessa. Shadrach, did you...
36.
36?
Yeah.
All right.
18
Michael,
plus 18.
Michael, you had
15 plus
17
15
to
plus
your die
17
roll.
is a whole bunch.
34?
32.
32.
Okay, so Shadrach, you got the magic number. You got 35. This reminds you of a ceremony that the witches performed on someone that they found drowned in a lake, and they performed a ritual to attempt to restore life to this drowned individual. As far as you know, they were
What
not
to do, I'd say.
they were not able to successfully restore life, but this appears to be something referred to as a drowned one. Something that you've learned of in your past.
I'm casting.
Okay?
Rick, is this related to the Ezra Arden, the Urgel Zamzix? God damn it.
This is the work. I've seen this before, and it was the witches who did it.
Bazanagon's what I was thinking.
It might be, but what I've seen before is this was a part of a witch's ritual. The ones who held me captive. But now
No.
I shall seek answers now, and I start to cast. And I will tell you, Cobb, this spell is not on my list. It's on my list, but it's not in my guidebooks. Speak with drowned dead.
Speak with drowned dead.
Ha
That seems awful specific, doesn't it?
Just as a matter of fact, it is.
I mean, I can speak with regular dead, but I do have speak with drowned dead, or at least it's on my list. So, and it's on my list because I witnessed the witches doing it. When it only takes a casting time of 6, speak with dead is 1 turn. So I can be like, blah, 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 and it talks to me.
I don't people want to talk more than
Yeah, I don't have that one.
It's on my
I'm
list.
not seeing it in. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the book. I know he's got other reference material that I don't have.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reference material I have, it doesn't have it.
I got it right here on the Priest Spell Compendium, Volume 2, page 568. Upon
I
casting...
don't have them, but you can tell me what it does and what I need to do. What's the components?
Verbal and somatical.
Aha!
Upon casting Speak with the Drowned Dead, the priest or another designated person within 3 yards of the priest is able to ask, okay, this is granted by the evil sea goddess Umberly of the Forgotten Realm. So,
I'd say my religion roll helped me to know to cast this.
the priest or another designated person within 3 yards of the priest is able to ask 2 questions of a creature who died by drowning, who is called on by name. Complete names are not necessary, although naming information sufficient to distinguish one individual from another is. The body of the drowning victim need not be present. The answers are phrased in normal speech, not merely yes and no. Question creatures cannot lie, but they can be as misleading and evasive as possible. Okay. So, this is the part where things get a little fucked up. As you're thinking about this spell, and you're not sure what the name of this individual is, you look off to your left, and I need Guy and Boris to both make perception checks, please. Guy, did you roll a d30?
23.
That is not good enough. Boris?
14.
Damn. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
I see nothing.
So, Shadrach, what do you do?
I think I need to cast a better spell than that. If I need to know his name, I think if I just cast Speak with Dead, I'll be able to get all the information. Since I'll still only be able to ask him questions. So, but you say this thing looks like it's been dead a long time, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it to me. And I thought it looked a little bloated, but it seems dry now.
Well, I can ask 2 questions if I cast the spell. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, it won't hurt to cast the spell. The other one will take me a turn. This one I can at least ask some basic questions. First question. How did you get here?
Hold on. Do you do anything with the components and the casting of the spell which would aid you in your success?
What are the components again? Did you tell me?
Verbal and somatical.
So I will hold my hand out in front of me and spit into my hand and say, now, answer my questions. Sorry, what?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. You who are the drowned, answer my questions and let your soul be free. Tell me how you came to be here.
You begin pressing your mana, your will, your intent out towards whatever this thing was.
I'm drooling and tears are coming out of my eyes because
Okay.
of the drowned aspect.
suddenly the spell just quits. As if someone pulled the plug on your mana.
Ugh.
It wasn't that the spell, you didn't fuck up in casting the spell, but you feel like drawing upon the power of an evil sea goddess is not, it does not facilitate the mixing of your faith and its faith.
Right on.
And the reason it was so harsh is because I rolled a natural 20 on the saving throw. So.
But no, Shad steps back and say, I have resisted. I can learn nothing. And he spits. Looks like he spits out water. Nasty, salty water.
Vanessa pats him on the back. You okay?
I shouldn't have drawn upon that. I won't do that again. There was an evil force, and I drew upon it. I thought I could manipulate it, but I was wrong.
Well, we've defeated it. Let's move on. We can't learn anything from this.
Everything we fight has water. Water!
Drowned individual. How could it have come so far from the ocean? I guess there are creeks and bodies of water nearby.
I don't know.
I don't like seeing this.
I think we should bury it or burn it. Whatever it is. It's befouled, whatever it is.
Are you gonna burn it?
Unless anybody objects, I'm gonna burn it.
Yeah.
I step back, give you room.
And I will pile some, if anybody helps me just pile some wood and stuff on it, I can do the famous light my finger and light it up, because that's a Boris.
Boris will assist gathering wood. This thing is disgusting. I hope we don't see any more of that.
All right.
He says to Boris, I don't think I even heard it.
I did it.
I mean, I laid into that thing and it just brushed it off like nothing.
You impaled it, and it kept walking.
Yeah.
Well, it's already dead, so.
I suppose.
I guess so.
Ugh, it's dead now. I hope twice dead is enough.
All right, so after gathering wood and the sun is pretty much almost all the way down now. It's almost dark. Paco asked Guy if I should set up the tent now, my lord, or are we moving away from this nasty place?
Clean my armor first. I'll take care of the tent.
Let's move away.
Yeah, let's get camp first, and then we'll worry about cleaning up and everything.
All right.
I don't care how dark it is. Let's get a good mile away from here, please.
All right, so you guys move a little bit and you find a different place, and camp is set up, and unless there's anything else that you wanted to do that evening, is anyone going to take a watch, or is everybody going to go to bed, or is anybody doing anything before they go to sleep? So
I can cast alarm.
you guys can hash
That's
out.
a great idea.
You guys can hash out how you want to do your camp. So
He even tells Paco to clean his armor.
go ahead, Daryl.
Boris will take a watch, first watch, the second, third, whichever works for everybody.
Chad's gonna sleep.
Watch. Depends on it.
Lord, where you at?
Okay, Clark, I'm going to try to send you these pre-spell compendiums.
That'd be appreciated, 'cause I don't...
Yeah, it's pretty helpful. And I know what you're going through with all those pages of spells, man. I'm pouring through pages too. And Cobb, when you send those, can you possibly organize them differently, like into their spheres or schools instead of by level?
I don't mind by level.
Can I?
But the payments on my printer didn't print out like one of...
No, I mean, no, I can't.
Okay.
I mean, all the spells he sends me are the only ones I can cast. So, I mean, and some of those I can't cast because they're weird.
Yeah.
I can't tell if I have alarm or not, but that's in my printer cut off like the top of the PDFs. And...
I can do Wyvern Watch, I think.
Prince Bart, can't you make your big fancy house?
That's right.
Well, yeah, we only had to last time, so.
I loved it. It was great. What do you mean?
That's how we get that demon, remember? Big fancy house.
I don't remember that.
Come on, Boris, it's great in there. They got a hot tub, man.
I know. I just wanted to be outside that night, and it sometimes magic makes me nervous, and there's too much of it going on right now.
Oh, come on, you're not nervous when you're me. Come on.
Now he turned into a cat man.
Come on. Big nasty booger man, come on. You're scared of a hot tub.
I do need a bath.
Yeah,
You're scared of a hot tub. How would that go down if the count's fire?
All right, Clark, I sent it to your Hey Bird, and they're links to my Google Drive. Apparently, they're too big to send as attachments on an email. So, please let me know if you're able to download those when you get a chance. Okay. So, I heard
Execute chapter and title, don't leave.
I heard
I'm gonna play with that.
I heard Boris is taking first watch.
Eve will take second.
Bart said he cast the thing, so if that's the case...
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That will change everything.
Never mind.
I'm gonna go back and take a watch.
And what spell are you casting, Bart?
Secure shelter.
Secure shelter.
Hey Bart, I think you got a short circuit there, man.
I'm pulling up.
Lay off the mess, man.
He did drive through High Ridge. He probably just got contact
The fumes. There's a place next to where I used to live where it was all Mexicans in trailers just making meth like it was like a factory district. It was terrible.
Alright, does someone have you inside the transfer today? Oh.
Keep adding the things on there, Brad. Eventually you're going to open a dimension.
Yeah, everyone gets just like a clown.
Why so serious, Brad?
It must have been too big to go through.
All right. So,
Yay! That looks like that robot from Futurama with the knife. Stabby.
It reminds me of the little robot in Heavy Metal that bangs the secretary.
yes. Okay, so
But you're not Jewish.
Bart, can you tell us what's on the inside of this shelter for these guys?
Well, it's very,
There are several rooms or one big room with some cots or...
several rooms, it's 2 or 3 rooms, but there's one big common room and then a couple smaller rooms.
All right. Vanessa is very astounded by your magic. This is incredible, Prince Bartolanthus. Thank you. And no one can see it from the outside?
No, nobody can enter it from the outside. Once you're in, stay in until we leave in the morning.
Wonderful.
Shad will stay near the door and sleep. He will go find the hot tub.
Sure, we got hot tubs. Why not?
Okay, does anyone do anything before bedtime?
I would sharpen my axe and my bolts with my keystones.
Well, all right then.
Or Shad will go pray for his spells in the morning outside.
All right. The night passes uneventfully. Everyone finds a cot to sleep on. And then the next day, you wake
That
up.
produces food too, right? Doesn't that make enough food to feed so many people as well?
There's something around.
Say again?
Brad, turn that damn filter off.
Oh. Shit.
There you go.
It makes food, but it's not fulfilling. It's not substance.
When you leave the shelter, it's like it goes away.
But you can eat it while you're in the shelter, so...
Right, yeah.
And when he leaves the filter, I'll make some good berries. Don't worry about it.
The dwarf is hungry, man.
I know.
He is concerned about the food
Well, it's
situation.
good to have to eat it.
2 different kinds of
I got some same line. Smelling good.
If you really want some food, I can create you some food. Straight up, create you some food.
Let's put it up there.
You need a ring of food creation. I was saying, Guy wants a wand of secure shelter. I want a wand of hot tubs. Right in the middle of nowhere, just a hot tub. What? Roll to be entranced. The monster.
The secure shelter does not provide food, nor does it provide heating or cooling.
It's got a fireplace, I think, doesn't it?
It just creates a sturdy cottage made up of the surrounding material.
I thought you made a most magnificent mansion, Bart.
Well, he casts a different thing.
This ain't the hot tub.
He's all disappointed. Go to sleep.
I think I've
Just go to sleep already.
I think I've described the appearance when he cast the spell before, so if you can remember how I did that, that would be neat.
Yeah, no, there ain't no hot tub. It's like no water.
Alright, so what do you guys do today?
See the outline of
What do you guys do
I
today?
think bed down for the night.
Well,
What do you guys do today?
we, today,
Pray
I
Did
get
everybody praise and sing?
and
sharpen my weapons, check my bow,
Normal
make sure
jam.
it's all in good
Alright,
shape.
do you do anything that I need to be aware of before you leave? Hearing nothing?
no,
Then
I'll make some good berries.
Yeah, we gotta pick some good berries, but we can do that along the way. Until we get attacked by an army.
Alright, and everyone, if you lost any hit points, you gain one back overnight.
In fact, I will cast good berries and just give them all to the dwarf and say these will last you for several days.
Thank you. No, I was just asking because if there's food created, you might as well eat that.
Well, these
Well,
you
it's
can
there.
have whenever you're hungry and you'll be full. So if you feel that anxiety, just grab a good berry and you'll be fine. Why do you
Who was injured in that battle?
Not I.
I was
Bart?
No. I didn't say it.
Okay.
We're you.
We're at a point now where we can only do so much damage and we can only take so much damage. I see.
Alright.
On we go toward Tila.
Yay! Same marching order. Oh, before we march out, in fact, he will turn to Bart and say, Your Majesty, may I call upon you for a boon?
You want to stand?
Yes.
Bart, you
You read
got
my mind.
lucky.
Huh?
Bart, you got lucky.
Why?
The DM fucked up.
Oh, don't you hate it when you do that?
No, I hate it. I know, because I can get fucked up if I would have remembered that.
The natural repulsion between the affected object and all other living things.
Oh, living thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, consider yourself on the bonus plan, bitch. That's all right. I'll get you yet, my bald old man
The fire
friend.
trap doesn't affect the creature, is what you said?
See.
All right, so you guys are all traveling
I
again.
cast.
And
I cast
yeah,
mount.
he is on horseback now if he casts Phantom Steed for me.
He did.
I cast mount for you.
Well, let me get your
Mount.
Let me get your
He cast mount,
Okay.
not fan. Is it?
Well, I mean,
cast
as long as it's a horse, I can do all kinds of good things.
I cast mount for him. And get him a horse. And I cast Phantom Steed for myself.
Oh ho! Maybe we should ride out ahead.
There's Gee on a mount. And I haven't ordered a Phantom Steed yet because they want me to pay fucking the same amount for shipping as for the actual little plastic guy. So I'm like, fuck you, but I'll get one.
Hey, how about I paint this horse you sent me as a Phantom Steed? All you gotta do is paint it black with some white mane or something. Make it look billowy.
Looking for now.
Oh, he feels real good now.
See.
Got the big donkey for the dwarf to ride on right there.
Yeehaw!
And I will say right now, as far as Shad Fox does not engage in combat. In fact, he'll look for a place to hide whenever anything gets nasty.
Now the fox is basically the same as your henchman. You control it until you give it a reason to roam for morale.
Yeah, I'm not. If I beat it or keep food from it, it will leave my thing. But the spell is pretty open-ended. It's not like a familiar. I can cast it once a month. I can like dismiss my fox and then get another animal a month from now. So it's not quite like getting a familiar. But I have heightened sense of smell and heightened hearing when the fox is with me. So that might be something for future reference.
What does the fox say? Oh.
I don't remember what the guy said, but it was terrible.
Oh.
All right, and then here's a big ass.
We got a pretty good little band of married men now, don't we?
Again, we've rebuilt the group.
We got some toughies now.
Okay,
And a couple
so
fighters that can't touch undead.
just for
We had a couple of magic weapons, we okay?
Bart, since you're the one casting the spell, tell me the difference between mount and phantom steed, and what can the mount do, and what can the phantom steed do?
Mount is just, I'm conjuring a regular animal, regular warhorse.
How long does it last?
Looking at looking forward now. It's first level. Okay, now, in 2 hours plus 1 hour per level, so all day.
Wow.
Okay.
All day.
And then, let me see, I'm looking for that one too. There it is. 1 hour per level. That's not all they do.
You should just cut yourself a mount then. Get yourself 2 mounts. You should just get a mount for yourself too. It'll last all day, like 18 hours.
All right, here we go. Getting out the minis. Here's the cart.
According to the level wizard.
I think you want to race again.
Who you talking to?
Gee.
Mine performs as a Pegasus.
I'm not going to race against the Phantom Steed. I know better than that.
Oh,
I meant me.
Commands. Yep.
All right,
I'm
so
ready to break it loose.
what's the marching order now? Is it Guy and Boris up front again?
Yeah.
I'll
So
take point. If that's the case. If I'm on horseback, I'll take point. Unless Boris wants to argue with that.
No, you're fine.
all right.
If see a knight on horseback first, they might think twice.
And then Boris, and then Bart, and then Pikel, and then Donkey with cart, and then in the back are Vanessa and Chad.
Yep.
All right, great. I love it.
If anybody comes up behind us.
Okay, so you guys are on the move. All the prayers have been done. All the memorization's been done. Takes a little bit longer in the morning for Bart to memorize because he's cast quite a few spells and some of them are pretty powerful. So
It took me about 45 minutes. It took me 45 minutes to get straightened out. So.
but you're on the trail again. And I need, who was it? Shadrach rolled a 1 last time. I think it's Bart's turn to roll that D12.
Okay. 5.
5. Okay, that's nothing. All right,
Nothing.
Clark, roll a D12.
Alright. Good point, 12. Number 1.
Hey! All right. A full day has passed. Nothing happened yesterday. Today, you wake up, it's overcast. Probably gonna rain. You're not sure, but it smells like it.
I can tell.
You can.
I got weather for proficiency.
Well, tell us about that. Tell us what that might do.
Let's see. My weather is okay.
You can predict weather or not.
Yeah, it just says weather. I
Yeah.
can pretty much tell what the weather's going to be like all day, I would imagine.
Is that something you're going to do?
Yes. I rolled a 27.
It's probably going to be like this all day.
Well, we're probably going to get wet, fellas.
I mean, it's coming back anyway.
Chad's not worried about it. I can be dry all day. It's not a problem.
All right. And now I need all of you to roll charisma checks, please. And all I need is if you got a 21 or higher, let me know if it's a success. If you got a natural 20 or a natural 1, I need to know that as well. So let's start with the upper left. Pikel, what'd you get charisma check?
Well, it's a die plus your bonus, right?
Nope, it's your charisma plus your D20.
Oh, okay. So then I got a 22.
That is a success. Vanessa,
18.
that is a failure. Where the fuck are my markers? Shadrach,
31.
that is a success. Bart,
27.
that is a success. Boris,
24.
that is a success. And Geek,
25.
that is a success. All right. 5 successes to 1 failure equates to group success.
Yay.
So, what happens today? What happens today is you see some creature shouting for help that appears to be trapped under a fallen tree.
Suspect.
And as you all stop and look, it looks like a small humanoid with wet, damp, matted red hair, brown shirt and pants, no shoes, as if this could be something that's poor, probably. You guys ignore it? It could be poor because it doesn't have any shoes.
I move to help. We should help it.
I'll look for a good lever and engineer this guy up under the log.
So all of a sudden we're in a line formation or what? Who's in front?
Well, so far, was it Vanessa that said she's going to help?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
Okay, so
Boris
Vanessa,
will move forward to guard.
Yeah.
and Pikel move towards this little dude, whatever it is.
I move toward the tree to try and help pick it up.
Okay.
He will move in the opposite, like a flanking maneuver, and he has his horseman's flail in hand, and I'm going to see if I can go around behind the tree.
Okay, so what I'm picturing, that since this requires a little more description, so you're on the trail, and as you're going south, where the log has fallen, it's like like the trail, it's more like clear, so there's more forest off the edges about 20 feet. So there's like a ravine where the water kind of rushes down at a time like this where it's collecting amongst the hills and rivulets and what have you. So for you to maneuver your horse down there, you'd have to kind of go down a little hill and then back up. So you could do it, but it wouldn't necessarily be the most secure, or a warhorse in that wouldn't be as secure as, say, a donkey or a mule. So you can certainly
I have
try.
workmanship.
You can.
That's one of my things.
Well, you can certainly try it.
I will certainly try it.
Okay. So meanwhile, Vanessa and Pike will go down there and they look this over, and the little guy's like, "Hey, oh, thank goodness you came by. Can you help me? I'm stuck."
Michael looks for a nice long, strong branch or another thing to use the lever and try to engineer him out of this situation.
Who
Okay.
are you?
My name's Davos. I'm stuck. Can you help me? And then
We'll try.
he gets a good look at you, Vanessa. And you need to roll me a charisma check, please.
Oh, goodness. 25.
Oh. He's like, "What? Are you? Thank the gods you came by when you did."
I'm not strong enough to pick this tree up, but my friend is working on something.
Bart has his hand up.
I can guess. Strength. On Vanessa, if she wants to do. It'll have to do the strength to work the tree.
Michael
Pikel,
will create a lever with other
Right.
logs.
Pikel,
large-
what, I'm seeing if you have a non-weapon proficiency which can aid you in this.
Yeah, engineering.
That's why he said I'm going to engineer this.
That would be super great, actually. Okay, so I would like Michael to roll his engineering check, please. This is an all-encompassing check to see if the materials are present and you come up with the idea. So you're adding your D20 to 15.
27.
27, all right. So you look at the situation. You kind of walk around. You look and you see Sister Finesse over there. And what you need is you need something that will be like stable or solid enough to be able to move the log or put the wedge under the log to get the fulcrum in the right place, and that'll get you but the ground is soggy because of the rain, and that's why this guy can't get out of here, because the log has pressed him into the ground. So you have the idea, if somebody can create, either you're going to need something besides what the forest has, you're going to have to move something. So there's no stones around to put down for a solid base.
Well, let me see something.
Get a second log here to use for the fulcrum.
You heard Prince B say he can cast strength, but his strength isn't necessarily what you need right now. You need
Yeah, because you think
something.
in the mud, just try and lift it, right?
Yeah, you need something that'll give you a stable base from which to work. And this
Yeah,
weather,
I'm looking for 1 second.
the weather in the hillside is not conducive to what you're trying to do. You could certainly, you think to yourself, well, we could hack away at the log and cut it down into small enough pieces where we can just roll it off, if you want to take the time. Or one of you may have a ability spell or
That's what I'm
whatever.
looking for. I see if I transmute rock to mud or mud to rock.
I will cast a spell.
Well,
3rd level, wood rot. Let me look this sucker up. Let's see what this will do. Alrighty.
Yeah, let's get her in order.
Come on, Dick. Wood rot. Spell accelerates the decay of a ship's hull or deck structure. A ship's hull?
It's almost specific.
It's raining.
1 square foot of surface to a depth of 2 inches. Let's see here. What does this say now?
Yeah, large as well.
I'm actually throwing 10 square feet of wood per round with this. It'll make the log just kind of crumble.
Beryl has his hand up.
Vanessa will reach out to the little creature and say, take my hand, maybe I can just pull you out. If the mud is slick,
All right.
how stuck are you?
He reaches, he's like, You grab him?
Yeah, I didn't know what you're doing.
Okay. I was reaching
Reach
out.
and take his hand.
Okay. And then you
I
pull.
try and pull. I say, how stuck are you? And he went, "Wah!
Yeah, pretty much. I'm stuck.
How stuck are you?
I'm very stuck. He's like, pull.
I knew.
Okay, make a strength check, please.
Oh, fuck, I rolled a 1.
Oh, implode! Implosion!
13. My lucky number.
Okay, so, just a no. So you go to pull, and your foot starts to sink into the soft ground, and you just, and it's not going to work.
Listen, bust my ass.
Jason has his hand up.
I will cast the spell now that I can use.
Okay?
I'm reaching to my pouch,
So do
pulling
you,
out.
Shadrach, I'm guessing you've moved down to where the...
Yeah, I
Okay.
see that there's people slumbering about this thing, wondering what the hell's going on. I see that their little man is stuck underneath the log. So, what I will do is, you see me reach into my bag, and the only other person I think that has seen me do this is Vanessa. I take like a little pinch of fur and basically snort it. And you see me mumble to myself, and I'm like, give me the strength. Give me your strength, oh mighty beast. And I cast Oxen Strength.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, I go up to strength.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I don't see it.
I got +7. So, I go up to strength level. I got strength of technically 19. But it's 18. So I got 18-10. I got 18-10 strength right now. And I'm going to go put my back into it and just try to heave this log off the creature.
Make a strength check, please.
Is it D20 plus
It
my
is.
strength?
Yes.
That's a 17 plus an 18, so that's 35 plus 10%.
All right. So, you cast the spell, and you feel yourself becoming stronger.
Yeah, you can see, Michael, you can see Shad just get really muscular all of a sudden. Just...
And you go to pick up the log, and you pick up the log, but your feet sink down into the ground to your calves. So it's like you're pulling yourself into the ground versus lifting the log up. This ground is very treacherous. At first glance, you're thinking, how in the fuck does this guy get stuck here under this tree? Now you know. So your spell...
Is, not enough here. Can we rock the mud or on my list?
Look, Brad has his hand up.
I just went out for my Steve and I go down by the tree and I can't shrink.
Cast shrink.
Shrink.
What does that do?
It's the opposite of enlarge.
Tell us what happens.
I walk up and let's see. Let me find it. Alright. The spider tool. Okay. So, one creature object. So I walk up and I take out a little bit. I take a pinch of powdered iron, sprinkle it on the tree, and I say, oh, go ahead and gangbang, touch the tree, and it shrinks, starts to release volume. Guys, like how much?
Michael, no, that spell's not on your list.
Level. So, I just shrink what? One creature object. One more time. That's just 10 feet in volume per caster level. Oh, yeah, how big is the tree? How big is the tree trunk?
It's like 40 foot long by 4 foot wide.
Okay.
Inside tree.
Yes.
It's a big round tree there.
Correct.
I can do 10 cubic feet in volume per caster level, so 1,400 feet.
All right. So you cast the spell, and the tree starts to vibrate a little bit before it. And you see Davos is like, oh, and he kind of rolls over in the mud and tries to stand up, and he starts slipping a little bit. And then he catches himself, and he's like,
I'll help him up as I get my feet out of the mud.
thank you so much. I thought I would die here. I heard wolves in the distance. I didn't want to be here come nightfall. Thank you so much.
Let's get out of the ravine. Yeah.
Yes, let's. So he,
What kind of creature was he?
he appears to be a humanoid, about 2.5 feet tall, wearing like just brown shirt and brown breeches, like homespun poor people would wear, and no shoes. And his hair's all matted down like he's been outside for a long time. If you ever seen like a cat with matted hair.
Cat doesn't think
Come on, God, help him out of the hole. Help him up to the road.
So you guys get back up to the road, and he's like, I don't know how to thank you all. I don't have anything to offer other than my thanks.
Well, you say. I'm glad we heard you.
Hold on now. Remember, guys, one at a time. Daryl, you're first.
I'm glad we heard you, and we're able to get you out of there. You can stick with us if you like for a little bit.
Which way are you going south?
We're traveling south.
Well, I'd sure appreciate that if I could tag along. I'd feel much safer.
How did you get out here all by yourself in the wilds?
I was just walking to the next village, and from out of nowhere, I was waylaid by bandits, I assume, people that were worse off than I was, and they knocked me down and took all my stuff, little as it was. I mean, I didn't have much. I missed my shoes more than anything. But,
Boris was just eyeballing him, kind of keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, Dean thinks he's a goblin. Goblins are bad.
okay.
Chad thinks he might be a brownie, but he's not sure. And he's not going to just outright say, "Hey, are you a brownie?"
So,
Sure, small.
if you,
You're small, blind, and big.
well, the village that I was going to is just a few more miles to the south, so if it's okay with you all, I'll just stick with you if you're going that way.
That wasn't probably good.
You can see that he's looking at your guys' setup, and then he's staring longingly at the cart that is being pulled by the donkey. And then he just kind of looks away and sighs.
Don't try anything.
Who says that?
Boris.
Boris? Davos
He
is
sees
like,
him all in the cart, and he's still got his spear in hand. Don't try anything.
he's like, no, I wouldn't dare ask to ride in the cart. Thank you.
Oh.
And he just waits for you guys, and then he starts he falls in line like next to the donkey that's pulling the cart, and he's just kind of touching it as they walk along, and in his bare feet. Ow!
I'll pick the little guy up and put him on the donkey.
Okay, he's like, oh, thank you. My feet hurt. Okay, and you
I
guys.
think we're going to get that, but I was letting those guys go on.
And you guys go ahead and continue on your journey.
Yeah.
And when you see that there's a village a little ways off, he's like, "Well, this is where I was going. Thank you." He says, "I don't suppose I could offer you a hot meal and a rest for a while to."
In the evening, or what time of day is it?
It's kind of like just afternoon, so, I mean, you guys would be eating normally at this time, but that's up to you if you want to take him up on it.
It's almost night anyway.
No,
let's
it's
meet there.
just afternoon. That's dinner time. That's the main
No,
meal
I mean,
of
it's
the day.
almost night in real
Oh, yeah,
life.
I know. We're going to be wrapping it up here. So do you guys take up Davos on his offer, or do you just drop him off and keep going?
That's
One at a time.
I don't go to no goblin town.
Jason, okay. So Gee's a no. What about Shadrach?
Shadrach's like, I don't care either way.
What about Daryl?
Boris says we need to keep going.
Yeah.
And Finesse says, "Aw, wouldn't it be nice to see his village? I could preach to the people."
Bart? What about you, Pikel?
I can do some meat versus berries.
Alright, so what do you guys do? Davos is standing there and he's like, come on!
Come on, here's him.
Yes, sir. I fall in with the prince.
Boris begrudgingly
Come on,
agreed.
Boris.
Okay. I have
Right.
one final roll for the evening, and that is I need everyone to make charisma checks one more time. And let's start with Bartholanthus. You're adding your charisma to your D20 roll. What'd you get?
I got 13, so it's 27.
That is a success. And let's go to Shadrach.
29.
And let's go to Boris.
Boris got a 26.
Holy crap. Let's go to Michael.
28.
Wow. Let's go to Guy.
30.
Let's go to Vanessa.
Oh.
I rolled a 20.
Oh,
Giving
explode.
me 26.
Nope, explode.
12.
So 32 plus your charisma is?
I got it.
30.
All right. Well, you have the best time meeting Davos's family, his wife and 10 children, all redheaded, even the stepkids. You have Neil in his tiny home. He informs you that they are a religious fundamentalist group of halflings that don't associate with other halflings on just the religious reasons and no other reason. And when asked about that further, they're just like, well, we just have to do things our own way. And the food you have is, you have cornbread and lamb, and they break out the fine wooden bowls and spoons for you, and you have tea and baked goods and all the stuff that Bilbo Baggins hates. And then you're sent on your way with a bag of honey glazed pastries, and that's where we end tonight's game.
Yeah, he changed his mind. He thinks goblins.
Asshole.
All right. So that is the end of episode 48, I think. And any final thoughts from the players for tonight before we go? Daryl's got his hand up first.
Welcome back, Clark. Good to see you, buddy.
All right, let's see you guys.
Yes, good to play with you tonight, Clark.
All right, that's a fitting end. Thank you for playing. We hope to see you again next week. And roll them 20s.
Yeah, I'll look up my spells so I know what I'm casting and what I can do.
Right on. All right, Clark. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye, Brad.
Good job.
Cling. Thank you, Internet. We'll see you next time.